Okay. So just to be honest, I just got off the plane, a little frazzled. So probably going to be a little bit of a weird version of myself if I had to guess, just because normally I come in here, fully rested. And last night was one of those like 3 hours sleep. Then you sleep for 2 hours on the plane. I know this is kind of like your regular schedule.
You mean like me on a daily basis, essentially? Yeah.
Yeah, man. And there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Like, for instance, we were led to believe that 607 Unc was coming here. Okay, so I guess Munchie's here, so we might as well just get into some of this stuff. Oh, and just like that, look who's here. Ooh. Everybody's favorite chuckler. The top laugh in America at this exact moment. I do believe,
deal, bro. Everything good with you?
They love the Aunt Hefe laugh, man. Let me tell you,
the laugh track.
That's like a big meme I've seen in the Reddit. Is they'll just put like a weird joke, and then they'll put a picture of Aunt laughing his ass off, and it just makes you imagine Aunt laughing at it.
True.
No, I feel like Aunt's laugh is one of those laughs. If it's like if you're roasting somebody and that laugh is gonna make you win the roast battle, but if it's laughing at you, it's the most devastating sound you're ever.
Because I think on the comedy podcast, it's more of an intentional thing that they either have like a couple of the like off camera people have mics so that they're laughing, and that kind of like fuels the conversation, makes the audience feel like it's funnier or whatever. Right. So I feel like Ant is kind of like a combo deal, because he's not only a podcaster, but he's also like the laugh track. Like he makes people believe it's funnier than they would think it was if left to their own devices, which is kind of magical.
You're kind of like the human embodiment of the NBA Jam voice. Like, he's heating up. You feel me? He's on fire.
My favorite game as a kid, for sure.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about you and Munchie, to be totally real, is that like it feels like so many of the hosts kind of get shitted on, and like kind of they like basically, I wouldn't say get a ton of respect from the other hosts. So it's like a common No Jumper podcast host type that kind of gets dumped on a lot. There's many examples of this
like
I have to get into. Lush, I am staring directly at you for a reason. But it's like, you only can like give people the amount of respect that they demand or seem to require. Well, and I feel like both of these guys kind of like, they seem like they require respect, and everybody is inclined to give it to them, which is just different than a lot of people we've had on here over the years,
I think there's definitely truth to that. First of all, like I would say like the street cred of the hosts on this channel is exponentially like increasing as the arc progresses. Yeah. So these guys kind of got a different accent to them, you feel me, than previous hosts, by and large. However, I'll also say the more we get to know each other, the less formalities people stand on. And I feel like, not that there won't be respect, but I think we can
mess around a little bit more as time goes by. Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just feel like with life, you feel me? That's just like, how stuff be, like, for real. Like y'all said, it's just like, comfortability, respect barrier as well. You feel me? Just like, you could point out like a ton of other hosts. I just feel like anybody can get tried.
Yeah,
you feel me?
sure.
People will try anybody, you feel me? But people are like more than likely they're gonna try to go for like, the easier win. There ain't no easy win this way for sure. Like I ain't going for no disrespect, because you feel me, I don't disrespect nobody. Like whether I dislike you or not, I'm not gonna just come out and disrespect you unless you just like in a line of fire, you warranting that disrespect. Then it's like it's different. But whether I dislike you or like, I'm not gonna just disrespect you and just be like, hey, and just come out and just just try to get on you. You feel me?
No, that's an interesting point too. Like these guys haven't really, or for sure, Ant like has not actually like tried to get on fools' helmets and get like me. I was poking the bear instantly.
We haven't tried to put either of these guys in the trick bag yet. We haven't like tried to like devise a plot with them.
That's true.
Because sometimes we do be kind of like talking behind the scenes about like, let's make some funny shit happen.
Funny that they said that the whole Unc thing. Adam said this. Adam.
Yeah,
but they are saying that.
That was crazy.
But you know where that come from? Because you unking somebody, compa. Like, you like, you know what I'm saying, cholam, whatever. So I think they might be taking that from that.
I'm going to be real, like, in the past, mostly, currently, completely, I do not like to mess around when it comes to disrespecting gang stuff. Like, I don't like to make those jokes. I don't like to involve myself in it too much because that to me is like the number one thing that could make doing no jumper in Los Angeles less comfortable, less fun, less, interesting, less exciting, if we get to the point where it's like, oh, there's just so much animosity towards us, et cetera. And I just have too much respect for the overall culture that we kind of like exist within and shit. So like, for sure, that is not something I ever would have thought of. I just want to clarify this. I've never ever heard this Hoover expression. I don't know if that's something that like
neither
people say.
I don't think any of us ever heard that.
It did really roll off his tongue as if this is something he had said many times in his life, which, whatever, I get it. But definitely not something that I would have planned. Honestly, it took me like upwards of 5 to 10 seconds to even understand what he had just said, because I was like I was looking at my phone. I was like distracted for a second or whatever. And when I realized, I was kind of upset. Like, I wish that I had like immediately said, hey, fuck out of here. That's not cool. Like, we don't appreciate that kind of energy.
Though. Like the first, what he said in the first one?
Right.
I thought I heard wrong. I'm like, that ain't what he said for sure.
Yeah, there's no way he said that, right?
I think then a lot of dudes just be too invested in this shit, man. Like, dudes, like, I'm just seeing all like type of stuff, because dudes, like, first you got it was scripted. And it's like, if you looking at it, like, how was it scripted? Like, you see the place that it came from, and like, you know what I'm saying, and like how it came talking about it was scripted. Like, in no way, form, or fashion are you watching this, why would you believe this is scripted? And then second, like they said we basically on no jumper to what was one of them little podcasts I seen saying they said Munchie B and Hefe is on no jumper to take something. I was just like, man, these dudes is crazy.
I mean,
to take something?
Take something. I mean, all right, this is my other thing too. And I don't know if Munchie's ever like peeped this, but it's something that I've just noticed myself like naturally doing is that I feel very defensive of Munchie. Like, I want to protect Munchie because, number one, we kind of like came together from a situation in which we maybe like weren't super cool, So him even wanting to do podcasts or like even building that bridge and the fact that we've developed a relationship means something to me. And then in addition to that, with the whole blindness thing, I just like want to look out for you to help you out in whatever situation you might need help in, I know you never mention being blind. You downplay it so much, but to be just totally real, like, yeah, you need help. You need like help getting out to the fucking car or whatever. And it's like, I don't want to like ever be somebody who's like not looking out for you. That's important to me.
I just trip off because just the week prior, I said, man, I'd rather sit away from him because he too unpredictable, and spontaneous.
And that was just because he had like been unbuttoning his belt, and you felt like he looked kind of zesty right over there.
He hopped on his knees, and then he getting up dancing, and I'm like, I don't want the nigga to dance in front of me or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, I don't want to sit. But then the very next week, he said a slob word, 2 people over. I'm like, damn. If I was sitting like I was the week prior. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't a big nigga, you know what I'm saying? I get my hands on him, then, you feel me? I'm like, man, this nigga is, bro. Hey, but he say it was an accident, right? But I was just paying attention, not the content, because that content creators or whatever. I'm paying attention to how he reacted to it after. Like, you still thinking it's a game or it's a joke, or you trying to take this show on a roll like a tourist.
Did a reaction to it?
No. I'm just paying who, me?
No, I said, did he do a reaction?
No. I'm just paying attention to him because, like, after that, he went on the news. I'm trying to see, because he said he apologized after that. I want to see if he was go after that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to pay attention to. But he got to know that shit. And he picked the gang capital, bro. Yeah. Bloods and Crips, all niggas give a fuck. It's all over niggas' faces and shit, right? He picked here to come and chose, because his whole thing is blood and Crips. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that shit go have to change in a minute. Cause,
but you saying he picked here is kind of like you giving in to the perspective of people saying it was scripted.
No.
No, I think he meant Los
moved
Angeles.
to LA.
He meant LA.
And is making content. But because think about it, he'd be doing the GDBD Viceler, right? We all laugh. That shit doesn't hold any weight out here because nobody cares, right? If he was doing it in Chicago long enough, people would probably trip on him. But out here, if he was saying, I'm Hoover Blood, Crip, whatever, like, I mean, I guess he does say that. But like, there's definitely like a shelf life on that.
The first time he said that. I never heard like from the, because after that I started cycling through shit, see how much of a habit that is, right? But I never really paid attention to this shit unless he was on No Jumper,
right?
But he never said that word elsewhere, has he?
No. But he played with the Bloods and Crips a lot. I'm like, okay, so he know that Southern California what this based on, and that he made that his whole gimmick. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at the dude Cartoon, and then Cartoon upset about some things because Cartoon, he breathed this Crip thing. He passionate, right? So like, I'm like, he playing out certain stuff. I'm like, okay, this is just what he do. He be playing with shit he shouldn't be playing with, and I don't think it's gonna last long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it depends on how important content is to him, but I know the blood thing can't happen again. You know
For sure. And you know, I kind of had a realization while we're out in Houston or in Dallas rather, like Unc drove from LA to Dallas. He hung out with us for probably about 3 hours total. And then we did not see him the rest of the trip, which is, I just say that to say that he's a different kind of dude. Like, I just don't know anyone who's ever like would do that. Like, to me.
And he's still out there, right?
Yeah. And he was supposed to be on the show today, but he thought it was Monday, even though it is in fact Tuesday. And he like,
supposedly,
I mean, this is what he's telling me on the phone. Like last night when we talked on the phone, he said that he quit. And then and I said, well, will you just come back and do the No Jumper show tomorrow? And he said, yeah. And then today we realized he was still in Texas, and we called him, and he's just basically like, oh, I thought it was Monday.
I thought it was still today.
Some part of me doesn't understand what the hell is going on with this guy. But in addition to that, like, all right, I got a viewpoint. Like, I think in his mind, this is a very, very good strategy to get attention and go viral, is that he's basically going to say the most offensive thing that he could think of in that moment, and then he'll just immediately start apologizing. So
what you saying? That was he set that on purpose?
I think he knew what he was doing. That he was trying to like antagonize and like just like he wanted to see how you would react. / he knew that it would get a reaction. I don't think that he's dumb enough to think that you could just say that. And like he even said, I didn't know you're a blood. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, he got super mad at me for saying exactly what you just said on this, like the next several pods that we did.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, bro, like this guy's really intelligent. Yeah. He's not smart. He knew what he was doing, and me even implying that he felt like I was now like creating narratives that are adding to his negativity. I was like, no, I simply think you're an intelligent dude that knows what the fuck he's saying and doing. Like, you have full employment of your mental faculties. You're a successful entrepreneur. You're not like, there might be exaggerated aspects of your character, but you're really not like a J-Cat.
Yeah, man, I kind of feel different. I ain't trying to take up for him. I don't know, dude. Just that he plays too much and he get into character, and just seeing him, he's liable to say anything. So with people like that, like I got a homie that's a comedian, and I've been hearing that y'all say that's what he's supposed to be, a comedian. Like, is he a podcaster or a comedian?
He's a comedian?
He's a combo. He doesn't actually just stand up.
Oh. All right, well, I just know like for like comedians, like a comedian is liable to say anything. For sure. Bro, you gotta watch out. Like I like her, my homie say some crazy shit to his granny that was just like, I was like, man, even if I was a comedian, like, bro, I'm not about to say that, you tripping. And he had to tell me, because I try to check him in front of his grandma, like, no, bro, you know, comedian, all she understanding this and that. But long story short, I didn't think that, like, I thought it just like happened to just come out like Munchie B was just owning him about the Hoover thing and woo and was playing with him, and he just like happened to have a flashback and come out and like wooty woo. I don't think that he was like trying to do it, trying to get a reaction out of Munchie. I just don't.
You know, I need to be talking like faster than they thinking.
Yeah,
I'm thinking he was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I heard the slops, I'm like, what? Because I thought he was trying to say something else and he just country or something. You know what I'm saying? Then he said it again.
No, but the energy started though when Munchie like made it clear he
shit.
didn't want to sit next to him. No, it started
you
before
think
that.
that's when he decided to troll him?
Yeah.
I mean, this is my thing too, is that we all saw how awkward.
Moving forward, I want to sit next to him though.
Okay.
No, my daughter's like, you know what I'm saying?
I think you deserve that. I think you deserve the opportunity to be able to grab him by his lapel if he offends you again. I like that idea. I don't think that's totally out of the realm of possibility, but also, like, this is my thing. We saw how annoying and bad it gets when hosts disrespect each other's hoods on this podcast. We all remember NAP Gate with DW and Brick Baby. Not gonna lie, legendary content, extremely entertaining, but overall very bad for the camaraderie and the relationships that we're all trying to build when that kind of stuff comes into play, because then you have tens of thousands of street affiliated people who care about this stuff on the sidelines, who are casting judgment and judging people. And I saw it. I saw people making videos about Munchie. I from just talking to Munchie, I could tell that he's got people hitting him up left and right. And I just feel like if we're going to sit here and all do a podcast together, for sure, those boundaries, like when we did the yeses and nos or whatever, there's one that we didn't feel like we had to fucking even say. It was we shouldn't.
No gang. But he brought it up. Munchie did bring that up.
Right.
People ain't been hitting me up. They been more so, oh, we come with you next week, we go fuck them up type shit. I'm like, nah, you feel me?
Right.
It been some shit like that. It been some content niggas, and then if it's some bloods that's on the internet, they ain't been to their hood in 30 years. It ain't like no, for real. Like all of them. But I don't know.
What about Tayeb Third? What he said? How do you feel about that, Munchie?
I didn't see nothing offensive with what he said. He was like,
he said you should have punched air. He said you should have started swinging and punched air.
It's because people know me, right?
Yeah, that's
and they expect, like, you know what I'm saying? They expect certain shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, damn, I go on somebody with the don't cuss me. Oh, I did too much. But then somebody that ain't from California say some shit that I believe that he overspoke himself, like, you know what I'm saying? Then like, but it don't even matter what the internet talking about. It's him. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm paying attention to him and everything after that day and what he put in posting. But he ain't really, you know what I'm saying, gave me nothing to, you know what I'm saying? But I thought he was gonna be here today.
Oh, I know what was said real quick. So basically, one dude that like spoke on it was like that, and in basically, no, he didn't know. One dude was like that. Everybody that comes on No Jumper is compromised, and then on top of that, he contradicted himself and say, "Oh, but if that was King Pill in there, King Pill would have took off." And then the other dude say that Munchie B and Ant is basically compromised, and we here to take Adam slander.
Oh, we here to take Adam slander?
I feel like I haven't really given you guys any of the slander that past hosts have felt.
Did you literally just like preface this whole episode by saying like, fools don't be playing with them like that? That's kind of weird.
I mean, I feel like you
be laughing at, but it be funny, man. I was like, these people was crazy, but everybody entitled to their opinion.
Like, I mean, we're fucking with this content shit, but I'm just focusing. All right, like Whack, man. He the most disrespected person on the internet, and he talking to him. I'm like, man, what is he talking about? I don't get it. I'm like, whatever, but. You know, Wacko, he gonna do his thing or whatever. You know what I mean?
I also have like a side thing that I want to address that a lot of people are hassling me about in the comments, which is this. At the very beginning of the Admin Wax show that came out on Sunday, I didn't realize that they were going to include this, but I had just said the Hoover blank remover thing, but I said the word stain. Now, the reason why, you can go search this on Google, there is a product that is literally in my home that is called the Hoover blank remover. It's for getting rid of... Yeah. I had said it. Like, I said the name of it, but I didn't realize it was going to be in there. It sounded weird because it was like out of context. It was like the first thing that you heard me say in the podcast. I had them cut it out. In addition to that, I'm an idiot. I didn't even know that was a slur. I didn't even know that that's what they called them or whatever. Or maybe I knew, but I had forgotten. Either way, I snipped it out of the video because that was not intentional at all. So I would like to apologize for anyone. I don't think anybody who was actually from there saw it or cared. Nobody hit me up, but I did see people talking about it in the chat and in the Reddit. So that was unintentional on my part. I was actually referring to a cleaning spray that you can find online.
That's a bomity of errors if I've ever seen one right there. You feel me? Like straight up.
That was great, Lush.
No, but also as far as that whole thing, like the 4 Extras pod, right?
Okay, are you ready? We're ready to get into that?
I mean, I feel like...
Have we done enough? Yeah, all right. I think
adjacent
we've
subject.
done enough to cover the immediate interface of Munchie and Unk, I think. So now we could talk about the 4 Extras pod, which kind of has led to this new dynamic where Unk is unsure if he even wants to work here. So basically, I was in Texas all weekend and everything, so I was talking to the team. I said, yo, one podcast would be great that we can make happen while I'm in Texas. Let's get Unk and 4 Extra together.
You said that last week. And that's
Correct.
what led to me saying, well, you gonna tell them you from Hoover? You gonna let them know you got the Hoover tag?
And I do not think that actually got discussed, right?
I specifically avoided
that's how that
it.
even came up.
It was already too heated.
No, but Wax said, oh, he brung him up. No.
Nah,
He said,
that didn't come up. I did it.
No, he said about putting them together in a pod. I'm like, well, is you gonna let them know you from Hoover? You got the Hoover tag? And that's when he started getting pressured up. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real Hoover. I'm straight Hoover. All that shit, you know what I'm saying?
He said I'm straight Hoover.
Yeah, I'm straight Hoover. Like, no, he said I'm straight Hoover. Like, I guess I'm Hoover for real type shit. But Wax said he brung him up.
I thought he was some 60 Hoover.
No,
he did say that too.
He's a mixed breed.
He was saying that too.
How you gonna say I'm straight Hoover?
That's what he said, bro. He said something about putting them together. I'm like, shit, what you gonna tell that nigga that you from Hoover? Shit, I think that's what he should know, right?
And that's like the whole thing, like,
and that's when he got pressured up.
But judging from the vibe that day, because
and nobody said nothing about fighting. He said I don't fight. He went straight to I don't fight.
Oh yeah. I'm from St. Louis.
Adam like ain't nobody saying nothing about fighting. He's like, I don't fight. Y'all niggas, y'all bred to fight. Y'all skinny got skinny legs to me.
Big tops, little bottoms.
I'm like, no, but the boy Adam said. Not Adam. The boy Wax said.
So now y'all got him pressured up about not working at no jumper because of that?
Man, he gonna be more pressured up. He keep at it, bro, with the gang shit.
Agreed. But okay, so
he said a lot of things that weren't true.
I didn't know how negative 4 Extra was going to basically be towards Unk, because I kind of forgot that Unk had said a bunch of gay stuff about 4 Extra. He kept saying that the reason why he wanted to go to jail was because he likes getting hit extra and all this kind of stuff. Like he said a bunch of that shit. I kind of forgot because he just says a million different crazy things or whatever. I actually thought that if anything, the main thing that 4 Extra was going to lecture him about, which was going to be kind of ironic because it's his ops technically, but I thought 4 Extra was going to be telling him, you can't be saying that kind of stuff around gang members from LA. Like, I thought he was going to be pissed about what he said in front of Munchie, even though 4 Extra and Munchie don't get along. It turns out, I don't think that really became a centered conversation.
It was brought up,
right?
But yeah.
But it wasn't like, a big thing. Instead, 4 Extra was really concerned about the disrespect that he felt. And I think 4 Extra also had words with Unk off camera, and in Unk's description, Unk said that 4 Extra basically said, I'm gonna kill you, which honestly
he was playing.
Right, for sure he was probably joking around. I've heard 4 Extra say that a lot about things that I think, he didn't seriously intend to do that in situations, But either way,
that was not a threat.
Unk was freaked out by it and comes on to the podcast, and he ended up feeling as if he was set up and jumped and that no jumper was intentionally making him look bad. My response to that immediately would be like, there's a bunch of gangsters who do podcasts on here. One of them, you use the term to disrespect his hood repeatedly in front of him. The other one, 4 Extra, you implied that he was having gay sex in jail. What the fuck did you think was going to happen making those kind of jokes? Especially somebody like 4 Extra. Like, does he seem like the king of restraint and just, complacency? Like he was just going to sit there calmly in front of you after you had said this kind of stuff about him? Doesn't really seem likely. So it's kind of hard to pivot into viewing Unk as a full-blown victim, given so many of his statements.
100%.
He said something about whack ass. He said, before I do something, power whack, I need to see his asshole wrinkled or something. He is, I'm like, damn, this nigga crazy. Like,
but I kind of felt like 4 Extras, he didn't just come right out and make it about the Munchie situation.
No, he didn't.
No, it was much later.
But he was on him on camera too, like as far as like, look, bruh, stop playing like
with all gang members
with all
out
this
here,
gang stuff and you being disrespectful and stuff like that. Like, man, stop playing all that character shit. Like, ain't nobody going for that, man. You need to like for real, like stop playing.
That's over.
Here's the thing that I don't get, right? To me, Unc is like, you feel me? He bought a pair of cleats. He bought a mitt. You feel me? He's like, oh, I just signed to a major league team. I'm in the major leagues. And then he's like, oh my God, they just threw 98 miles per hour fastball. Like, oh my God, this ball curves, a slider? I didn't know they were going to throw sliders. Like, bro, you asked for this. You said you wanted to change the trajectory. You're going to save everybody from the evil pitfalls of gangbanging. We're all the same. Da-da-da. He's kicking all this shit. Okay. So you get put in front of the real members and then you are surprised when there's like kickback and animosity. I thought you ain't new to this. You're true to this. It's a nucleus. Like, how is this an issue?
Dear God.
Now, it is mad confusing, especially because the day of, so when
Wait, hold that thought. I just need to send a big shout out to our sponsor over at Everything 420. They're basically the Amazon of smoking gear. They've got everything from vapes to grinders to glass to edibles, flour, even shrooms, if that's your vibe. The E420 app is also crazy to use. You just scroll, tap, and boom, fast, discreet shipping straight from Dallas, where I literally was this morning. Damn, I should have picked up some Everything 420 while I was out there. Oh, and they've even got a $4.20 section, which is wild. And they also always have deals going on too. So check out their app and make sure you use code NOJUMPER for extra money off. Shout out to our sponsor, Everything 420. Lush, I hate to cut you off there, but I was supposed to do that a few minutes ago.
solid.
Okay, what were you saying?
So like that day, first a lot of Faux Extra's people got there. You feel me? And then like Unc and his people got there, but Faux Extra wasn't there yet. And he winds up coming later with even more people, right?
Okay.
As that's happening, we about to start the music stream. So apparently Faux Extra, like when when Unc's getting introduced to the different members or whatever, like he feels like they're pressing him, and you guys know
that's
like,
how you greet you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. That's literally a greeting. If I'm like, "What's up, Adam 22, New Hampshire Crip," you feel me? Like that's how you introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying? You say your name and where you're from. It's not necessarily an aggressive act by doing that. Unc felt, he's like, I walked in, I got surrounded by fools talking about 40 Crip.
Right.
And I guess he didn't understand that. But then apparently, I didn't hear this, but I guess Faux Extra off the back was pressing Unc, and they had a conversation off cam previous to when they came on cam. So I was starting the music stream. I didn't even arrive at their pod until like 6 or 7 minutes in. And then by the time I did, what made him turn up the second time was when he basically said, Unc was like, I walked in a room and everybody was talking about 40 Crip. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And then that just like, not only Extra, but then all his people were like, what? You ain't say that. So it was like kind of.
Which I think, like, in his mind, that's not an offensive.
I don't think he meant it. I didn't think he meant it offensively.
Right. Yeah. But also, I think he knows when he says something like that it's likely to get some kind of reaction. But it still leaves a little bit of room for him to be like, I didn't jump out the window 100%. I didn't say the craziest thing possible. But I think in general, I mean, this is part of a multi-layered discussion, but I think that, we need to be making sure that people respect that they can't just bring hella people here. Like I don't know how many people are actually here, but Unc was describing like, well, I had like 50 people around me. I'm like, bro, what do you like? Why is that even being allowed? We had security that day. This isn't supposed to be a situation where anyone can bring that many people in here. And I don't know why, like I wasn't here, but I don't know why that's not being respected by the people who were here. And in addition to that, why is 4 Extra even like, he's been here long enough. He knows that that's not cool. We've told him that many times.
He was pretty deep. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Like
He wasn't Travis Ford deep.
He said he was pretty deep. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, that got exaggerated a lot. At some point, that became 100 Crips.
No, that was
like a solid 20.
No, they were like 30, 40 deep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard around 40, but
Travis and them.
Even with that group, I'm talking about with the 4 Extras group. I don't think it was that aggressive. That's just how niggas greet each other. You know
No, it wasn't.
And he not used to that.
Right.
So if niggas coming in, what's up, 8 Trey Gangsta, he looking like that ain't begging them. Nah, they introducing themselves. nigga, I like that's just how game bangers.
It's pretty regular.
They didn't even say where you from.
I hate that. That'll make me get into it with somebody fast. Like if they bang aggressive or say they hood twice, bro. Like say that shit regular, bro. Like
but
like,
they was though. We read each other. What's up? Munchie B, IFG. But you might
I
get real.
know a difference from monotones and somebody just that's how they talk. Some people be extra, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, with the way they say they hood and come in and want to be with it, like, bro, hold the fuck
and
on,
then you gotta expect that energy when people seeing your whole gimmick. Your whole thing is making fun and thinking shit funny with this gangbang shit. So maybe they was banging on them aggressive after like so because you gotta know not to fuck with the play with the 40s and they get 40 crip. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a different character. I'm talking about like other members with other members.
But I mean, like, given the way that 4Extra podcasted with him, I think that it's fair to say that all of his homies were probably told, hey, this guy has disrespected 4Extra. So
you ain't got to be told.
We're not going to just beat the shit out of him, but let's at least let him know what the vibe is.
But they also, to be fair, when they introduced themselves to everyone in the office, they did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were like, oh, we're going to just, they said it to everyone like, hey, what's up? I'm so-and-so from so-and-where.
I'm Brian, 40 Crip. Hello, how you doing?
Brian.
No, for sure. But, okay, in addition to that, I would just like to say this. We are rolling out the UNC and 4Extra content. It has proven very, very difficult for us to get this content uploaded and monetized. So as a result, the clip that was supposed to come out today, the team is still censoring words out of it and working on getting it approved because there is so much swearing and profanity that there's just tons of edits that need to be done. Now, the great thing about that is that all the fans out there, you can watch the whole thing right now with no censorship at all. All you have to do is become a member, and that is the top link in the description, I do believe. So shout out to anybody who does choose to do that, but we will be premiering the whole thing. It just might not be happening quite as quickly as we would like because there is so much swearing and profanity.
If people don't know how difficult, how strenuous them edits be, all the cursing and going on.
My heart goes out to someone like Laura who is working on that right now. Okay, but in general, also, this is something that I've observed. It feels like there's been a couple of different events, and I feel like I'm sort of watching the audience. I still think they love 4Extra, but I feel like their relationship with him is starting to shift a little bit. I feel like there's a significant number of comments on that UNC podcast, like a significant portion, that feel like the vibe was mean, bullying, and just like I feel like I'm witnessing a little bit of a heel turn. And I'm not saying that is how I feel, but I'm saying that I've seen a lot of people have that opinion. And in addition to that, I saw a lot of feedback about him not wanting to fight King Pill that was not flattering, where people felt like, how are you going to talk this much about fades? And then when Adam has a fade that's presumably going to pay you well, you're just not into it. And I think a lot of people didn't really care for his reasoning, even though I think a lot of us understand it. If somebody's disrespecting your neighborhood or whatever, then that's one thing.
But he didn't want to do it before the disrespect.
Exactly.
But when do you enter the realm of celebrity? What makes you a celebrity? Because I don't feel like no celebrity. I just feel popular.
Look, I ain't gonna even tell you. Look, it's places I can't go. I'll be wanting to be poo shiestied up even before no jumper made it better. Just like off my channel alone, everywhere I go, somebody recognizes me. You feel me? But I don't never play or want to feel like I'm a celebrity because I'm a regular person, bro. I don't even care about celebrities. Like, they regular people to me too. But it's funny you say that because a podcast channel hit me last night and was like, hey, Ant, can I ask you a question? I'm like, what's up? So they was like, they spoke on the 4Extras, King Pill, and the UNC thing, and asked me how I felt about the situation. And I was like for me, like, come on, anybody is being sensitive trying to say that 4Extras was bullying another grown man. 4Extras was just being firm with that dude because he know that dude will get in character and say something that will get him in a jam. So I'm gonna just be firm with you and like let you know, I'm not playing with you. Like, I know you might be thinking it's a joke because we on camera and we streaming and all this, but I'm not playing with you. You know what I'm saying? But then the flip side of it is people was like, well, why he on, you know what I'm saying, want to fight King Pill or be on do this with King Pill and this and that. And I'm just like, man, that's whatever reason, and that's his reason, and I don't know. Like, I can't answer that. But people definitely was asking that question for sure.
He did have a very long explanation.
I'm just saying he's that's what I say. What makes you a celebrity? Because he think King Pill is beneath him, and he's not worthy of a fade, even for money, and that's weird. But you want to fight a Zeus star, the plumber dude. You know what I'm saying?
A snitch.
And a snitch. You know what I'm saying? And then he like how tall is the plumber? 5'8"?
He's 5'8". He's much smaller.
5'8".
King Pill is more of a good fight, like a fairer fight. I think.
And I got references from King Pill. The homies that have been in jail with King Pill, he's retarded and he a squabble and he don't mind squabbling. So I'm saying, what make him unworthy of a fade for some money? You just came from the county jail where you do it for free for nothing, and a trip to the hole to eat juke balls.
And I get where Forrester is coming from because he wants to fight somebody that he sees as being on his level. But when you see me, like, I thought that by putting it out there that this was fight, I was trying to make it happen, that he would just do it because he's just been trying to get into this whole fight thing for so long. And I think to a lot of people, him, like, King Pill just not having enough clout, which I agree, like, you're bigger than King Pill for sure, but like a lot of times when you see these celebrity boxing matches, it's not necessarily people that are like super evenly matched in terms of fame or whatever.
Isn't Charleston White way more famous than Kodiak Red? Like,
exactly, yeah.
Then who? The dude he just fought?
The Island Boys guy.
The Island Boys, that was popping. I heard about them before Charleston White.
But Charleston White is like way more popular, I think.
His career trajectory is
the most famous snitch in America.
Charleston White does interviews on Say Cheese and gets 1 million views like every time, and they've been doing this for like 5 years, which to me is crazy. Like Kodiak Red, like, meanwhile, is like a completely washed up non-rapper internet nerd. And I fuck with them. I would like to do content with the Island Boys again, but like Kodiak Red made out with his own brother for OnlyFans money.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. He literally.
Zark.
And then he just gave up on that fight halfway through the second round. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that, but like in general, all I'm saying is that, like, okay. And then even I also see some comments that think that, like, their basic point is that Forrester is just like kind of standing in the way of people being able to be on the podcast and shit together. And I don't know even if they know that, but the fact that he doesn't want to be part of the cipher because
Ant.
Probably because of Ant. Yeah. Well, I can't think of anybody else that would give a shit about
because I
being
ain't
on
hopping on there with him either.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't think that
him or Ralphie. So I got like, you know what I'm saying. So, but Ant cool, calm, collective. Ant don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like I tried to tell Forrester, like, this guy Ant, he's super chill. He ain't on no bullshit. He's chilling. And Forrester made it clear, like, nah, I ain't getting on it. Like he's just like super, like the opposite of a brick baby who was kind of like looking for a reason to sit down with somebody that he's not supposed to get along with because he knew it would be good content. Instead, Forrester kind of on the other side of the. But I want to make this clear as well too, though. Even though I was open to it, but like motherfuckers know, like even the journey, the path I'm on, I'm not friendly. Like I'm not looking for no friends. I'm not trying to merge nothing that don't want to be merged or don't supposed to be merged. And I actually respect. I'm a respect the gangsterism. Like if I don't want to do shit for no content either, and me, if I ever sat down with him and been in the room, I'm not trying to do this shit for no content. That's not what it's not for me. Like I said, I deal with some of his folks, and I don't deal with them. None of them dudes on no content. They know who I am and what type of person I'm. I don't do shit for content. So. I have talked to Brick Baby. Me and Brick Baby, we was chopping it up before he went down, though. But that definitely would have disappointed me if Brick Baby would have just wanted to sit down with me for some motherfucking content. Like I'm not with that. I'm not with that either. Like even if like you guys are both at a place, like every nigga I've been in the room with that's neighborhoods, like it had been genuine. I ain't sat down with ODM Slim. I ain't been around his cousin Sporty Loc. None of that shit was for no motherfucking content. But you're saying all that shit was genuine. If you said that, if you met someone, like if you had met Brick, got along with him, chopped it up with him for an hour off camera, and you guys shared, a cool conversation, then if it became an issue of like, yo, let's sit on camera, you would have been open to it if there was a relationship already kind of established? Yeah, no, for sure. Hell yeah. Like I ain't one of them persons either. Like we ain't gonna never like get that misconstrued. Like,
hell yeah, I'm calm, collective, I'm humble, but like I'm not like I still got morals and like I'm not just trying to sit down with nobody for no content. Like that's what we not doing. I don't care about no views or none of that shit because like I know a lot of shit. If I want to be controversial or controversy, whatever, like I can be that, but that's not me. So it's like I'm not never trying to sit down for no content. Like it'll definitely, you know what I'm saying, have to be like genuine for sure.
Hey, for the record, me and Brick Baby was hollering before he even came on No Jumper.
Right.
Or I went on Street TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And me and him was talking about doing a podcast together before we start podcasting. So like, cause we had bumped heads and then we had hollered and we became cool after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like,
which to me is amazing. I love the idea of just people being able to like get past stuff through podcasting. I think that's just like really good for the future of Los Angeles.
No, 1000%. Has the Faux Extra zoo vlog come out yet?
Not yet, but hopefully very, very soon.
zoo? Y'all went to the zoo?
He went to the zoo with Traplo Ross.
Yeah, and I feel like that might kind of sway a little bit of consensus back into Faux Extra's favor after it comes out. Because it like
good old warm
wholesome Faux Extra.
fun.
Yeah, exactly. I feel
Who
like
thought of that, man?
who did think of that?
Who thought of a trip to the zoo with Traveler Ross and Faux Extras, bro? I would like to know who came up with that.
I think they're like following in the footsteps of the China Mac, the Mac Ventures,
right.
Crip Mac and China Mac together, and like we had a few different ideas. The Dodgers game was one idea.
He still wants to do that.
Yeah, for sure. We were actually supposed to do that like last weekend, but in general, I think I think like there's two things kind of going on, which is that number one, the audience is kind of getting adjusted for Extra because they've seen so many interviews with him at this point, and it's like in order to keep that level of excitement, we keep having we have to keep coming up with new stuff and coming up with new people to put them with and create different situations, etc. Meanwhile, Unc is like mega going out of his way every time he appears on camera to make it as entertaining as possible. And I've seen so many people from Aaron the plumber who snitched to a J Main to a whoever, like all these dudes where they come out, they got catchphrases, they got war stories, they got crazy ass ideas that they want to talk about, etc. And they start getting paid to do content and the people go crazy for them. And then they either keep it going or they don't. And if you make it boring for them, they will just stop watching. And I think that J Main has seen some attrition in terms of his views on his interviews and stuff like that. Now, somebody like Charleston White maybe phones it in a bunch of the time, but every time he goes on Say Cheese, he's doing some fire content. Like he's doing his thing and he's saying a lot, you know?
You have to be on 10 basically always.
But I'm saying that's one thing that I think Forrester needs to pay attention. And I need to like really have this conversation with him and stuff to see if he's down with continuing to like work together to try to make this shit as fun as possible. And I'm not saying he needs to sit down with ops on like a serious level or whatever. I'm just saying we got to like work at it if we want to keep the audience engaged, because if they feel like you're just doing the same interview over and over, that's all bad. They're going to lose interest very quickly.
I kind of think it's about and based on the character, like you established for real. So let's just say like Charleston White. Charleston White is somebody who came on here. Charleston White is like a tough civilian. He's letting you know he's an ex-gang member. Right. He don't care. He'll tell on you. He'll fight you, mace you. If you get the ups on you, if you get the ups on him, he'll call the police. For Extras, you know, he came on the scene. You know, he telling you about his jails exploits, about him knocking people out, about he ain't giving no passes, he catching fades. So at some point, you know, after them stories is running out, or if you ain't got them stories, people want to see you squabble. So it's just about the character you establish, like for real. So that's just gonna get you longevity. It's just like me. People know what type of content I do, so you shouldn't expect me to be this way, like, because I don't do that type of content.
And that's part of the value of him fighting King Pill, which now I know is probably not gonna happen, but that would have gave him, let's say you have a fight in 3 months, 4 months, that gives you 3-4 months of shit to be talking about, hype to be building. Then you actually do it, you get paid to fight, and then you have all this other conversation about you afterwards. Like, a fight is the ultimate thing that you can kind of do as a content creator to just put yourself out into that world, because it gives you so much to talk about and discuss and everything. And I feel like that's part of why I kind of thought, but this is the thing, is I feel like I'm making too many assumptions about things that to me 4 Extra should just get, and forgetting that he is not content brained. He has not become the type of person that I am, who's constantly thinking about how things are going to turn into views and attention.
Hey, plain and simple, he got to fight. And then they won't get bored with him, because that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
He knocked people out, right? He squabble, he go back and forth to jail, then he come home from knocking 10 people out or whatever, how many. So now, eventually a fight got to happen. It's been a long time. We've been hearing all that. So where's the fight? No, for real. So
that was a good one.
Hit the table.
That was good. That was good.
Hit the table.
I don't see nothing wrong with the King Pill thing, bro. King Pill, he's entertaining, he funny, he got stories. And I just don't know what a celebrity is no more.
But that's the thing, even in boxing as well. Let's say this, even though neither one of them is not boxers, let's just say we both classify them, they both, you know what I'm saying, hood dudes. But even in boxing, so let's say I'm in boxing, I'm in Terrence Crawford, and let's say you up and coming dude that's coming up, you know what I'm saying, you getting a little shine, but I'm bigger than you, I've been on the scene, my celebrity bigger than you, I really got more clout to you, and you just get out there like, yeah, I want to fight you, hey, what's up, I'll knock you out, I really beat you, yeah, them other dudes you fighting was chumps, this and that. Like, I even seen in boxing, a lot of them dudes be like, man, nah, man, you ain't on my level yet, man. Like, wait a little bit, you feel me?
Because
when you get up here a little bit, I'll give you that, but right now, you feel me, you got to do a little more. So like I said, they both not boxers, but this is a celebrity fight, and I have seen it happen in boxing, and it does happen in boxing a lot.
I'm going to put a poll in the chat starting right now, and the question, a little bit vague, but who are you feeling more? And the two options are 4 Extra and 607 Unk. I'm going to cover up the screen so that nobody knows what it is. And then we're going to look in like 10 minutes. And we're going to see, we're doing approval ratings. I just want to know where people are at with this, because
I'm guessing it's going to say Unk.
That's one of the most divisive podcasts that we've had in a long time.
I think it's going to be Unk by a significant margin.
I had a rapper, a Crip rapper, after the host, Slobgate.
You can say it.
We were calling it that with the NAP thing too, so it makes sense. Yeah,
Long Rest Gate.
I ain't gonna say his name, but a Crip rapper.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I don't like that 607 Unk dude. Like, he's not even a blood though. But see, I didn't know he was making all kind of jokes. He know when he came to California, the gangbang capital, to Nick Pick with the Bloods and Crips, though. I don't think he meant to go that far with the S word, but you did. And then, I mean, I don't know how he move around out here, whether you go to Roscoe's and shit like that. But
for sure he ain't doing that.
But I mean,
not yet.
No, even the Beverly Center. Like these gangbangers is different. They wear designer and shit. They just ain't Dickies and Chucks no more. They be on Melrose is dangerous, bro. You got the fucking Jumper store, and right next to it, awful lot of car serve.
And then Marathon Burger. That's the neighborhoods over there.
That whole street I don't like. I can't even.
That's the neighborhoods over there, right?
That's why you can go squat up with Soulja Boy.
He can get away with it, man. For real,
Big Draco.
The way these LA dudes be rapping, I mean, not be rapping. The way these LA dudes be acting. If he hopped out at Roscoe's or somewhere at the store, just hopped out, yeah, man, 607 up, man. I came, I'm the savior, man. Ooh, people would just probably be looking and start laughing. And I think
the Bloods go whoop him, bro.
After probably what happened now, because his face blew up and he's been trending around for sure. If he pull up in a Blood neighborhood, he gonna get the 2-piece and a biscuit.
Look, for the ones that dislike Munchie, even the Bloods that dislike Munchie is like, right? But people ain't feeling that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I don't know. That's how important is content though, especially when you can't afford security.
But what about the whole apology thing? Because we've seen, because it tends to be like a pattern, right? There's like
okay, but just to elaborate on that, I actually saw this in real life. So we were at this restaurant in Dallas. I believe it was called Sasha's that Rainwater brought us to. Shout out to Rainwater.
Shout actually Rain.
Bought us all dinner. Great American right there. So we're there. I go outside because there's this pastor who wants me to take a photo with him and his wife, right? So I go outside.
Whoa,
that's a brazy pastor.
I know it doesn't sound like the kind of thing that normally would happen to me.
Pastor Mace?
No, it was Bishop Eli or Pastor Eli or something. Like, well, basically, like he apparently like started Rolling 60s in Dallas. And Whack has previously gone back and forth with him on social media, and like within the first like 5 seconds, yes, like
that's the one he said.
Yes,
took Charleston right down.
So when he comes up to me, he introduces himself. He tells me that he tells me a few of his accolades, and he goes, "Yeah, that bitch ass Whack was out there saying that me and Charleston White were fucking each other in the booty."
That's what Whack said.
The bastard's telling me that Whack said that they were fucking each other in the booty. I couldn't believe my fucking ears.
It must be true.
I'm staring at him dumbfounded. I just smoked weed for the first time all day. Like, whoa. Anyway, I go outside to take a photo with this dude and his wife, right? As soon as we get out there, Unk's out there. Unk wants to hop in the
this
photo.
pastor not no buster.
No, he definitely
doesn't
fucking,
sound like
a lot
he
of
did
pastors
15 years in the feds.
A lot of pastors become be ex street dudes.
Yeah, for sure.
But okay, get this. There's another dude who's there. He's got like a tank top on, black dude, shaved head. He looks like he's seen some shit, definitely look like probably one of the tougher dudes there. And as Unk is hopping into the photo, he says, "Yeah, get this crackhead looking ass in the photo." And the guy just immediately changes his whole vibe and is like, "Hey, don't you ever be saying that shit about me." Like, Unk is just straight up telling this guy that he looks like a crackhead.
A random guy you just met?
I swear to God, and the guy looked like he could beat the shit out of you. Like, this guy looked like a hard dude.
Unk not calling nobody no crackhead.
I swear to God, he called this dude. Well, okay,
I
that
thought the
is a
dude
good
would have
point.
called him a crackhead if anything.
But okay, as soon as this guy expresses that, like, yo, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, how dare you talk to me that way? Unk switches over to, "My bad, I'm just kidding. And I said to him, I'm like, "That's kind of your game right there, huh? You offend and then instantly apologize." He's like, yeah. And he kind of acknowledged that is like one of his tricks, is that he likes to like say the worst thing he could say and then immediately dial it back.
Okay, so he straight up told you that.
Pretty much.
Now does that kind of recontextualize the Munchie B event?
100% to me.
Yeah.
Because this
like,
guy.
how does it not?
And also, if you looked at this guy, you could maybe guess that he's the kind of guy that has people like that people might make the assumption about him that he's like a real sketchy dude. He's wearing a fucking tank top. He got a shaved head. He looked like a bruiser. I'm not gonna lie. He looked like he's down for a squabble. Let's say.
Doug said, "Get this guy."
If this guy shot up a house, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. He said, "Get this crackhead on camera."
He said, "Get this crackhead looking ass N-word in the photo." That's what he said. Like real
plan.
But like, did it so casually that he's acting like this guy wouldn't be offended. I'm out here in the game. I know what's going on. I would never say that to this fool. That's like, if I wanted to offend this fool, that might have been what I wanted to say, is be like, "Oh, you crackhead looking ass."
Like, looking for a fade.
Yo, like in that moment, I just felt like I understood Unk a little bit more.
But what was the apology like? Was it like, "Oh man, I was just playing"?
He's like, "Oh bro, I'm just like," he's jiving with him. He's like playing the game, but he's also like,
breaking it down.
Yeah. That felt informative.
Damn. That okay.
So Bruiser, we gonna call him Bruiser. So after the apology, what was Bruiser on? Like, what was he?
He seemed like he was like accepting of it. He wasn't about to go beat the shit out of him, but he also seemed like he didn't love.
He wasn't psyched.
And you got to keep in mind too that this is right after I come outside. And like all these people who are gathering around, like they're fucking with me, they're talking to me or whatever. And I don't think that this guy thought it was an accident that Unk chose to say this at the moment that I walked outside. I think he kind of took it as like, "Why are you trying to play me in front of Adam? Like why would you do that? Like, that's crazy. Like, I thought you guys were no jumper, whatever." I don't know. That was an awkward moment. And then we didn't see him for the whole rest of the
Unk ass disappeared
the whole rest of the time for some reason.
So at that moment when you guys kicked it, when you and Unk kicked it, there was no talk of like, was he mad? Was he tripping?
No, I don't think at all. I don't think Unk started to feel conflicted about the Forrester clip until it came out. It has like 250,000 views in a day, which is like way more views than the average clip that we drop. And I think Unk was probably getting hit up by a lot of people like, how could you let someone hoe you like that?
But people looking for him to get hoed now. They looking for him to, like, you know what I'm saying? They like people. I think we're thinking like, he need to be taught less because he's playing.
And it's a little bit of his gimmick, he's like dropping to his knees in front of people and shit. He's kind of like playing to a certain extent, he's playing the clown.
Yeah.
But then on the other sense, he still wants to be respected and wants people to take him seriously.
Well, he was also on social media since that day and was like, "Oh, No Jumper tried to set me up." He was very adamant. Like when him and I spoke afterwards, he was like tripping on me. He's like, "You guys set me up." Like this whole thing is a setup. He kept tripping on like the security guard at Coop. He's all like, "This." He's like, "You got the smallest guy here. What's he gonna do to stop anything? Like I would have been fucked."
I mean, that's part of why I don't understand why he was allowed to come in with that many people. Because like one security guard with a gun, like. What is he gonna do if 20 dudes start jumping fucking one tiny ass little unk?
Nah, yeah, that's not there was nothing.
Like, what's he gonna do? Shoot at the crowd? I mean, this is just not like realistic. Like, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, but either way, like, I just feel like now we're in kind of a weird situation with Unk, and I know, I talked to him. I think he wants to come back. But I think he just wants to feel like the coast is clear. And in addition to that, like, I just don't understand the setup accusation because let's be real, you said disrespectful shit about him. Do you think that 4 Extras needs me putting the battery in his back to turn up on you?
You're messing with my sexuality, talking about going to jail and all of those sexual shit.
Exactly. Like I don't have to tell 4 Extra to be offended and to want to like punk you out. When you've already literally said gay things about him. Like that's not, I don't have to set that up. That just happens naturally. That is the natural result of you saying some shit like that is a motherfucker is going to get mad at you and yell at you when he's on the podcast with you and before.
But his response, what he kept saying, because I said the same thing basically to him, and he's like, yeah, but the way I was looking at it is, oh, this is like one of the main people that Adam does content with. I'm over here doing content and No Jumper. It's just content. I didn't mean what I was saying. I didn't know that I was actually going to be pressed in real life. What he felt was pressed in real life. Bro.
I feel it, but also at the same time, like I am not 100% happy with 4 Extra in the way that he handled this situation, even though it made for great content. It's like I just feel like the real world part of it was like a little bit too intense, although I understand that he wanted to say what he had to say about him being disrespected or whatever. But I also just feel like in the long run, if the 4 Extra thing is going to keep working, he's going to have to show a little bit more openness in terms of working with people and being down for the bullshit and having a good time with it and everything like that. I just feel like at a certain point, like this like mega confrontational, like street thing, it just kind of has to be pulled back a little bit because it's like him just like feeling like he needed to get all in Unk's face, like on camera and everything like that.
Limitation on off demonstration. That's highly disrespectful to talk about somebody's sexuality and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's why I'm kind of upset with both of them because they both like clearly kind of teed this whole thing up.
But he did it the whack, and I was surprised. I was sitting right next to him. He talking about before doing something, see if his asshole's wrinkled, and that's how you know certain shit. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
And I just don't understand the games like certain grown man play because, like, man, y'all know who is who. So just like y'all say, you know who to play with and who you can get away with that with and not. So it's just I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to clean it up, man.
Here's the other thing though. Unk he's been like iconic run at No Jumper recently.
It's been entertaining for sure.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I would like to see it continue. I think Unk is great in combination with No Jumper, and I think this is something that could be potentially reined in on all sides to be beneficial.
I think in general, we just got to do more coaching, more conversation off camera, etc. Because especially like with the Unk thing, it's like, I think he's super entertaining, but it also is like when he doesn't feel like he's in a place where he can just get off his jokes and make his style of content, we'll be having like a super serious conversation for 20 minutes about something that to me is good content. Like we're having like a really in-depth, interesting conversation. And then he's over there going, and to me, that's just like, bruh, like, I get, and you know what? Honestly, the first time he was doing it, I saw people losing their minds, laughing their asses off. And then like, as he keeps doing it, I see less people laughing at it and more people just like kind of complaining about it. Because I don't like the feeling of like every conversation getting derailed by him being silly. Like part of why people watch this is because they want to see in-depth, serious conversations that are interspliced with comedy and stuff like that. And it's like if you do too much of it, it's not good. But I feel like sometimes when we're having like certain conversation, he doesn't feel like he has like a place to jump in outside of just trolling and being silly and everything. So I got to talk to him about that too. I mean,
I think it's kind of funny at the same time.
It's funny, but it's just there's got to be a balance. It can't always be that. It can't always be.
So
what
I've been freaking in a safe place to disrespect people, right? That's what I'm getting. He want not for real. He want to be able to disrespect people and it be the coast is clear.
I mean, but partially,
and the blind thing, that's stupid, bro. Because I can easily just write cursive all over your face, but that ain't what I'm here to do. I'm here to podcast. I never would have thought the slide word would have came out. I was lost. I'm like, whoa.
For sure.
Intense.
Yeah.
But he want to disrespect people in the same place, right? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right, because if it's him interviewing somebody, it's a little bit different versus like this thing, which like we've been doing this show for like 7 years or some shit, even though obviously the cast has changed a million times, but like this is like making that what this show is now is different than just doing that on your own.
That should be funny. What I captured, it just seemed like it don't matter. It could be a serious or funny conversation. It's just like whenever he's not talking, he just feel like at all times he has to be entertaining. So he could just be talking right now and doing what he doing, going on one. As soon as it gets to you, Adam, or it might land on Lush or me, we get to talking, and it might, you know what I'm saying, ping pong or Munchie B, he gonna just start going like, just doing something to get some attention on him.
like a thriller zombie dancer.
Okay, but that's only one part of it. The other part of it is like, you're having a serious conversation, and then he comes in and he's like, you know, he makes these sort of like fantasy style claims about the nature of the universe and the you know, we're really in Africa right now. And it's like the whole conversation moving so fast and then it's like, what the fuck can anybody say when you just say, well, actually, this is Africa? Like, what the fuck? I don't know what that means. If you're not willing to like really elaborate and tell me what that means, then I'm going to be forced to take it as if you're just joking. And to me, that really just ran this conversation into the ground. So I see so much value in him, but there's just things that need to be tweaked. But on the positive side, I feel like he's somebody who actually like sees the opportunity with No Jumper and realizes what it's worth. I think he's doing right now what Jay Main should have done in the first place. When we tried to hire Jay Main, he should have said, you know what? This is going to give my career longevity. It might be like, you know, not the craziest amount of money compared to what he was getting paid at interviews right then, but you could still go do interviews and you could still make your own content. And then you're just going to be part of this No Jumper world that is going to kind of like just keep you in the flow and keep you interesting. And like, I don't know, like I thought that there was so much to gain for Jay Main at the moment that he was blowing up. And I feel like honestly, Unk kind of realizes that opportunity is there for him. Like this thing that's going right now with 4 Extra, this is so much bigger than anything that he had really kind of been involved with, I think, before this, you know, like, and I'm not saying that he hasn't had a whole bunch of viral controversies and everything, but this is huge.
Besides writing country
this is ridiculously gigantic, and he's all up in it.
This is his most viral moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
for
doubt.
sure.
Most.
For better or for worse, yeah. But you can't just play that card over and over.
He better not.
It's got to run its course at this
with
point.
anybody, you know? Because obviously we're going to be looking at it as a serious liability if he sits down with some Crip dude and feels the need to start talking about whatever, you know,
well,
like
it's
just
just
not
already just had that moment with 4 Extra anyway. That's kind of what
the homies want to sit down with. I mean, Trigger Bird and Gumby, they want to
exactly. Yes, I do. I have spoken to a variety of Hoovers who would like to sit down with him. So that is something that I'm trying to make happen in the near future.
How you been out here this long? We didn't even know he was from Hoover until No Jumper.
Yeah,
the 607 thing came up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I do want to make it clear a few things. One, Unk did have like 6 or 7 people with him as well that day. He wasn't by himself.
They wasn't talking about shit.
No, but like, but
what they was there for?
I mean, even
absolutely nothing.
The dude that was sitting next to him was like an OG from Grape that 4 Extra knew, like was already cool with or whatever. You feel me? So like that dude was chill. He was there, but like he obviously wasn't trying to intervene in whatever situation they had going on or anything like that. When 4 Extra started piping up, he didn't like get in the middle or whatever. 4 Extra made it clear to me too. He was like, stay your ass out of this. And I was like, all right, you feel me? Like,
this is something I've been thinking about a little bit, and I asked ChatGPT this: like, how does a baby face become a heel? Which is we're talking wrestling slang right here, but you know, in wrestling, you'll have the good guy, and then a series of events happen, and he becomes the bad guy, and then a series of events can happen, and he can become the good guy again, etc. And I've been thinking about that a lot because I think a lot of characters on here kind of fall into that archetype. But I just want to read this out so that we can kind of talk about if any of this sounds familiar.
So you want to take him from the villain back to the good guy?
I'm going to be honest. All I really care is about him doing a good job of whatever role he's kind of choosing to take on. But I do think that 4Extra, the good guy, has more longevity
for sure
than him being viewed as like the bad guy for sure. I don't think he is the bad guy. I just think like the fans are in a certain extent starting to kind of place him into that category. But okay, this is the buildup. Behavior starts to shift. And again, we're talking about going from good guy to bad guy. The once loved babyface might show frustration after a loss, get cocky after a win, or ignore fans. Teasing arrogance. Maybe they start demanding spotlight, interrupting others' promos, or belittling their opponents. Disrespect to allies. Tension brews with their tag partners or their mentors. They think side eyes, walking out mid-match, or refusing tags. They're talking about like tag teams right there. Example, think of The Rock in Nation of Domination, gradually getting more arrogant, even while still technically a good guy. And then there's the turn, which is the moment that everything changes, usually indicated by a betrayal. This is usually the turning point, attacking a tag partner, manager, or a fan favorite during or after a match. Swerve during a big match. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but sometimes the babyface fakes an injury or distraction and then uses dirty tactics to win, or cuts a shocking promo where the ex-babyface grabs a mic and explains why they've changed, blaming fans, management, or locker room politics. And then there's the embracing of the heel role where they just they change their look, their attitude, they start making alliances with different people, etc. I just wanted to read this just so we can like acknowledge that this is something we've seen play out unintentionally with many different people
that's
on this podcast.
That's my entire like original arc in No Jumper.
I also feel, I read that and I'm like, oh, like that happened to me. I didn't intentionally do it, but for sure that has kind of happened to me. But this also kind of gives you the blueprint of how you get back into a situation where you might be viewed in a more positive way by the fans as well. And obviously in real life, it's a bit different than like our shit is more real than wrestling, which is all fake.
It's unscripted, which people have a hard time even believing. But also like the whole setting up thing. This is something I really wanted to make sure was addressed, that I specifically, as soon as I sat down when I was sitting with these fools, made sure that the Hoover thing did not come up, because I knew that if that was attention brought to that, I don't really know what would have happened, bro. I think it could have got.
I don't think it needed to come up.
It didn't need to come up.
I mean, the clip with me and him in the previous week, like it was it's viral. So you know what I'm saying. He know that, he just didn't know.
Because can you imagine, like, if Forrester was a little bit less aggressive, can you imagine a world where he pulled up his shirt and showed that tattoo and started dancing around and making a joke out of it?
That would have been
hilarious,
amazing,
but probably
But 4Extra also like he didn't like if he already knew that and he wasn't trying to bring attention to that. If I would have said that and it's on camera in front of like other people and all that, and that might have turned him up to feel like compelled to say something about it.
Yeah, that
But
definitely.
then again, he might be like he a St. Louis who cares. You know what I'm saying?
It's possible.
Now, I think a lot of people from LA would go with that logic. I just don't know if 4Extra's got that in them.
Me and Ant had a situation in the county jail where Ant waved off a dude from St. Louis 60s. Like, man, come on, bro. Where the other one at?
Wait, you guys were together?
Yeah.
And that happened?
Yeah.
Whoa, so you guys go deeper than we know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I didn't know you guys were locked up
Munchie
together
for a minute.
Oh, wow.
No, but so we definitely had a situation like that where we was in the county jail and we went over there to Munchie dorm or whatever, and basically it was being phased lined up. So I was trying to get down with some dudes or whatever, and the dude I was trying to get down with asked me why I want to get down with him, and I'm like, what you mean why I want to get down with you, bro? Because you being messy. Like, I seen him, he was like the spider of the whole situation, doing all the whispering, having everything riled up in the dorm and sitting back and trying to play puppet master. So I'm like, hey, bro.
You don't mean Spider Loke?
No. So okay. I mean, he just like, he trying to play puppeteer. You know how you be having people being messy, trying to be manipulative and trying to watch something go on while he sit back and watch. So I peep it. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm trying to get down with you. So he like, what you want to fight me for? I'm like, man, look, bro, we enemies. We gonna get down. So what he do was, he like basically told me like right out, he ain't about to fight me, but I got a fade for you. So what he went and did, he went and got a dude that was from St. Louis 60s and was like, I'm gonna have a homie get down with you. So when I look at the dude, I see the dude. I'm like, bro, you want to get down? So
he heard his voice.
Yeah.
Like,
so with me asking the dude, so when I asked him like, bro, you trying to get down? So he like, yeah. So I hear the dude voice. I'm like, where you from? So the dude tell me he from St. Louis in 60s, and he from 60s in St. Louis. I hear the accent. I'm like, hey man, look, bro, beat it, man, get up out of here. So I'm getting on them. I'm like, hey, bro, it's a million LA dudes in here.
Mm-hmm.
Why y'all gonna get a dude from St. Louis and y'all know, you know what I'm saying, we supposed to be handling business.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even let it go down. It wasn't nothing. I could have got on the dude from St. Louis, but it's like, bro, you ain't even from the house, and I ain't even about to ever see you again. You ain't did nothing. You ain't been involved in nothing. It looked like you just came down here, was like in downtown LA smoking or something, and came to jail and talking about you was neighborhood. Like,
big,
man, get up out of here.
Big, intimidating, but he was scary as hell. You know, people like their eyes look frightened. Like he spoke to them, and then he said, yeah, reluctantly. He like, yeah, like, yeah, I guess. But I didn't want to fight.
But yeah, but you know, he older than them. But you know, he just had that mentality that he was in LA, he was in Cali, so they was big homies to him. But I'm on y'all though, like, man, this dude way from St. Louis, man. Like, he don't even know where the A-Tray's at. What's up with you, bro?
Mm-hmm. He's not worthy of an NFA fan.
So what I'm saying is maybe Forrest would have looked like, man, he from. And he from they did me like he from like the good part of saying like Long Pine or some shit like. So he not even from like St. Louis where it's at. They're like, bro, he from I forgot what they consider, not the county, something. I'm like, oh, he keep yelling St. Louis, but like
Abram said the same thing. He like posted a picture and tagged me in it where Unc grew up supposedly or whatever.
Like it's like, nice, you know what I'm saying? But it's not
St. Louis janky. I think even the nice parts will still go down type shit. Like.
I mean, and people say that about LA. They show the neighborhoods in Compton and shit, and they say, look how nice this area looks. Honestly, I was just in Dallas and Houston. A lot of those areas look pretty nice, even though they have crazy murder rates.
No. See, but think about California and a lot of places, you got to judge the people, not the place. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, because Inglewood, you got some parts, the grass is green. And then you go to the bottoms where the boys in the hood in the beginning, all that. You know what I'm saying? It look rugged, like. No, Compton have very nice houses in Compton.
Like, I'm gonna be real. You walk around O Block, it looks totally nice. Just big brick buildings. Like, you would have no idea. You don't see any trash on the ground. There's no, there's not like huge amounts of young, dangerous looking people hanging out. You would have no fucking clue that this was a place where it's really going down. Besides the fact that it's a housing project.
Like certain cities, you like New Orleans, Detroit, or like Baltimore, DC, Newark. Like, you're in the hood.
Yeah,
like it's like, sure. And then other places, it's not as obvious.
Whatever, he from Long Pine or something like. It's like,
is that not because some of those little Missouri towns are treacherous as fuck, like around. I don't know about that one.
I've been to St. Louis, like I got family out there.
Yeah,
all on Greer Street, like down the street from where Stacey Weir from, all that little shit.
Yeah, but you're saying he from a nice part of town, though.
I mean, the people from St. Louis that's hitting me, they downplaying where he like the area of St. Louis. He claiming like it ain't nothing going on.
I mean, you want to know the crazy thing about Unc is that he's kind of like the ghost of Brick Baby. Because I know it sounds crazy, but the reason why is because in his moments of openness, he kind of acknowledges that he like learned everything he knows content wise from Brick Baby.
Oh yeah,
and like fully like Brick put him on to the trolling and this is how you get attention and everything. Which, to be honest, like I didn't really have those conversations with Brick all that much. But I feel like Brick kind of figured it out on his own. And then 607 Unc, because keep in mind, Unc exists Really, because Brick put the battery in his back and invested. Brick was supposed to be getting broke off.
He owe Brick some money.
He does. Like they're gonna have to fight when Brick gets out.
You better put something on his books, Hunk.
Have he?
Dead homies. I don't know, but
Hopefully he has.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm like that's like in so many ways, from the openness to the zesty humor content to the disses and the street politics, all this stuff. Like I see Unc, like I see the remnants of Brick on him. Pause.
Is it fair to say that like Brick kind of like created a whole archetype with that?
I think Brick was a very, very influential podcaster for sure in the LA scene. Yes, and people probably don't give him enough credit for that. I think Brick made a lot of other podcasters look very boring by just
for sure
being himself. Honestly, like there's so many people that he just like blasted past in terms of relevance. Like it's almost weird to think about like who Brick Baby was to us before he came on No Jumper, because we just like known him for so long,
right,
and knew about him, and he was this legend. And then all of a sudden he's on No Jumper and you're seeing like so much of him. And then he's all of a sudden just wrapped up in all these insane storylines, you know?
Accidental catchphrases too, like the puss kill squad in the streets.
It was such a wild card.
More skulls in the hood than you got squabbles.
I got more skulls than you got squabbles. Probably one of the hardest things ever said on a podcast.
In life history. On accident. Like he wasn't premeditated. You feel me?
That was a bar, man.
It was a bar.
For sure.
Bar mitzvah.
I have many, like, even like, okay, the reason why, like,
I got more skulls than you got squabbles.
The reason why Mama Duck ended up hating Brick, or like they got into it, was because when Brick was talking about Duck, he said, like, shit, I respect the guy who goes out and gets they man. Like,
man, Jay-Z said it, man. Famous quote, man. Y'all respect the one who got shot.
I respect the shooter.
Right, yeah. Like, I mean, Brick just said it in such a way that it was like, oh, wow. Like, he really just said the thing, because, like, so many people are wrapped up in street shit or gangster shit, or they grew up around it. They know exactly how it works. But then when they get on the podcast, they just bullshit and they act totally different. Like, they don't know how the street works. And with Brick, you just had somebody that was like, way too real to sit there and be like, nah, I can't believe everybody just can't get along. Like he was like really telling you what the climate was probably like, or what kind of conversations these people were having and whatnot. You know,
you're saying a lot. But
Donnie just handed Aunt Heavy a bag of Doritos and a pack of wood of
Brick didn't care about the Purple Hearts. He only respected the medals of honor. That's what he was out for. He didn't want no purple.
The feds are so cold. They had that in the indictment.
For sure.
Yeah.
Him talking about he got more skulls than squabbles.
Oh, yeah.
They cold work.
The most epic Brick Baby quote that was from that bail rejection letter or whatever was the one that said, do you know what it's like to kill somebody and then they'll have to go play basketball the next day? And like,
no.
it feels weird to say that, but it said it in the bail review thing. This is all public. They have audio of him saying that. So that's not snitching.
That's a tattoo.
Hell no.
You know, for me, as someone who's known him for a long time, I was very, very shocked to hear that quote, especially since he was talking about like high school.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, allegedly.
I don't know. Yeah,
hypothetical character.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Sure.
Hypothetical character. Regardless.
And then this is the same dude who's on the podcast making like unlimited gay jokes with us, which is just like not really like a combination. Like King Von probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no.
Not to say that they have that much in common, but maybe, you know, I don't know.
King Lil J would have.
No, they got something in common.
Yeah.
You know, I hope those two never get together.
No, that's a combo right there. Hopefully they're not cellies.
Oof.
Yeesh.
Imagine the smell.
Yeah. That's an awful lot of
He said oof.
That's an awful lot of buka syrup.
Buka.
Nah, oof.
All right. So I guess like as long as we're here, did we summarize everything that needs to be said about 4 Extra and Munchie and Unk and all this crazy drama? We just did an hour and 20 minutes on it. That seems fair.
Like we said, 607 Unk significantly won the poll.
607 Unk after 3,000 votes. 607 Unk has 66%. 4 Extra has 34%.
And you wrote 4 Extra's name is first, and people psychologically are more inclined to click on the first name they see. So I gave him an advantage.
I guarantee you, once 4 Extra takes on a fight and then you do that poll again, it'll change.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
1,000%.
I think is like he's kind of gatekeeping the thing that people are dying to see from him.
Because is it likely him and Plummer go fight? Is it like could it happen, or just you want to keep dragging it along because you know it's never gonna happen?
I mean, I don't think Aaron the Plumber really wants that.
So
I feel like he's kind of ducking it, and then I feel like 4Extra would definitely do it, but also like. He's talking about 80K and shit. It's like, okay, that if you really think you're going to get 80K, then there's another speed bump that's going to keep this from happening. Because I don't think that's realistic.
Share.
So 80K. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Do he really want to fight? 80K?
It's a lot of money.
Well, and
80K is crazy. I don't think almost anyone besides I think Charleston White probably got something like that, or a bit more.
Yeah,
but I don't think. Just coming into the game,
fight last?
Because this is the thing. A lot of people believe that their YouTube numbers on their interviews are necessarily like indicative of their value, and I think that pay-per-view buys is a different thing
for sure.
And I think that once you get in the game, because that is why 4Extra should have just done the King Pill thing, is because you get yourself in there, you show the world how much interest there is in you, and then it's so much easier to go from there.
Well, and Aaron clearly doesn't want to fight 4Extra because he said, like, I'll fight you, but there's this contingency about no jumper that he wants in the contracts.
No, for sure. Aaron is a scary bitch and doesn't really want it, but he's out here acting like
Aaron,
it.
Aaron shot a shot at me and shit. Yeah, I still got my money on Aaron against 4Extras though.
What he shot at you for?
Oh, because
you don't know jumper?
Nah, because don't spit on him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I worded it like that, but he said, he's talking about, he got a W for spitting on me. Yeah, Brodowski. Yeah, you got an L. He disrespect you to your face, Brodowski. When I was active, it would have never happened. Yeah, but I got to talk about him. He's setting y'all up. Everybody on there, you got somebody getting their ass beat naked in the parking lot. This nigga, I'm like, he was like, then he got back on me and shit. But I mean,
I'm gonna be real. Like,
if you don't like No Jumper that much, then whoop on 4Extras.
Yeah,
that'll show how much you dislike No Jumper, and then after that, get in the middle of the ring and talk your shit about all cast members when you done.
Everybody got the same series of excuses, and nobody wants to fight someone who has less clout than them, and nobody wants to fight anybody that they really hate.
If the money's straight,
which is like, what are we talking about? Because it's like, man, 4Extra like really hates King Pill ever since he went to his neighborhood. Aaron the Plumber really hates 4Extra because 4Extra is with me and he really hates me, so he's gonna take that hatred and apply it to 4Extra. I don't think this is good.
These are amazing storylines.
Yo, shout out to our member David Russell. Ant, would you mind reading that the green message right there from our friend David Russell?
And GTF off your phone. You talk for 5 minutes and be on your phone the whole time until you pass out after an hour shaking my head. Bad podcasting. You capping.
Just food for thought. I just wanted to know like how you would react to that.
2 months of membership for David Russell.
That's a vet.
Yeah, he's.
I'm gonna end this poll. It ended at 6 or 7 Unk with 66%, which that's a feather in his cap. He can feel like he got a little bit of a W
because he could blend with more people than 4Extras, and 4Extras kind of like at a standstill.
Well, I think part of it too is the fact that the fans, you got to remember, like they might seem like they have their favorites or whatever, but at the end of the day, they like the person who's the most entertaining. And like they're gonna follow whoever's the most entertaining, and like they might respect you if you are stoic and tough and solid for sure. But that's not really gonna be that entertaining.
Okay, like Crib Mac, for instance, he funny on accident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll say some funny shit, so at least you get some comedic moments out of him.
So it's 4Extra though, objectively.
Ain't nothing funny about 4Extras.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Oh, he's fine.
You're tripping, fool.
And entertaining.
He's hilarious.
Man, look. When Crib Mac found out Nas X was gay,
oh yeah,
man, my stomach was hurt and I was on the floor laughing.
One of the greatest moments
he
ever.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Like he found out live and
I like cowboy.
He got up and got the dance.
Oh, good at.
No.
motherfucker.
No, yeah, that was funny.
I've rewatched that so many times. I want to do a stream where I just rewatch every. Oh my god, that would be a great
Greatest moments.
Stream. Every Crip Mac interview back to back.
Man.
I watch every single one.
Crip Mac was viral like that.
Oh, it was stupid. Sure. The first one I did got probably 2 million. Next one I did got 2 million. And at the same time, he was slutting himself out to every other interview platform, and they're getting hella views, Lush included.
Yeah, no, I picked him up from prison. Yeah, basically. Oh, yeah. I was there when he got picked up from prison. Brought him right to the studio.
County jail.
No, prison. No. What's the one near Bakersfield called? Yes, Corcoran. Yep.
I was on vacation.
That's Delano.
Right there, Tehachapi is near all that.
Bro, I was in the south of France. I couldn't even interject myself into the conversation of who was going to get the first Crip Mac interview when he got out, because I'm in fucking Sandro Pay, kicking it on the beach like a baller, being mad as fuck, like staring at my phone half the time, being like, God damn, I want to get back to this content.
Yeah, we're in like we're at the Greyhound station in Delano or whatever it's called. Delano, yeah. We're literally posted at the Greyhound station, and then that fool came and did the interview, and my channel don't even be jerking like that, and that shit hit like 500 something thousand views.
Oh, I remember thinking you were such a scammer because it was supposed to go on the pop-up. No, you took it.
Well, because they got demonetized.
Yeah.
They got demonetized.
That's a good excuse. Yeah. This was when me and Lush were big ops.
Yeah.
That's why
I did it. I did it to be like, fuck
the only person on here that I haven't been big ops with. Right. And I was little ops with Munchie, but me and Lutz were pretty big ops. I honestly think that is like a sign of that you might have a future together. If you could go through that and still get back to being cool, that's a good sign, right?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean,
we got to get into it.
Yeah, just, man, a lot
I'm going to trip you.
Be thinking, dude.
I'm gonna set up like a rope that you trip over or something.
Hey, so look,
set up a rope.
You get mad at me,
okay, like that,
and then we'll get cool again.
That chat thing.
We'll think of something.
What's that? I can't never get the name with that chat thing. You asked the question about
Chat GPT.
Okay, so he ain't what they call that, baby face or some shit.
Baby face is the good guy.
Yeah, so he like baby face through and through.
Who?
For extra?
No, fuck no, not for extras.
Crip Mac?
My boy, man, come on, bro.
Unk. No.
I'm right across from you, bro.
Ant.
Yeah.
Thus far.
So he the baby face.
Thus far, I would say both
exactly. Right. We haven't seen. The fans have no reason to hate Ant. But with enough time, they will eventually kind of come up with things.
No,
if you don't do it, if you don't make it easy, they'll figure out a way.
Within everything, bro, you got hate. People was already trying to play with the 607 Unk stuff, talking about I let him get too close and all that. Like, look, whenever you doing, I probably ain't got that many villains, but the villains is out there, bro. And I'm telling you, even when I go live and be in my chats, they be trolling.
Yeah.
But I troll back and clown back. But they definitely out there for sure, bro. I ain't no saint.
So I'm considered what, a villain or
no? I think you still have the baby face. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, people like might, especially like the Sync Team fans and stuff for sure, like probably look at you as kind of like, oh, like we're kind of fucking with them, but we didn't like them for this other stuff and everything. But I think generally you still are liked and respected. Yeah.
And with me, it switches every other week.
You feel that?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I feel like overall, like the audience is just like super used to me at this point. It is what it is. But like sometimes they'll love me if I do so. Really, the more dysfunctional I am, I feel like the more excited they are.
Yeah.
I'm about to crack this buzzy wuzzy.
Oh, yeah. Drinking green like you caught the buzz ball. I was thinking about drinking one in the hood in Texas.
These content viewers, they fickle though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I mean, all you really have to do to earn them hating you is be boring. Like, that's enough for them to hate you. Like, you don't have to, like, do something that would make you a bad person. You just have to be boring.
Okay, like Brandon Fences. I think he right on the borderline.
No, he's not.
Oh, man, he's hated.
No, there ain't no borderline.
Like Sus. Like, him and Sus, honestly, are, like, similar in terms of they've already gone heel.
Yeah. No, but like, well, like, I think, like, they started out as a heel. Like, me, I was super baby face, then I was super heel, and then like I'm somewhere in the middle right now. I'm like a neutral character. You feel me? I could go either way on any given Sunday. But I'm really I'm like the old grandpa babyface. You feel me? Like Babyface the singer.
That's a cool name.
Type shit. Yeah, Grandpa Babyface, my new rap name. But no, Sus came in the game. They was tripping on him. Fucking.
He just has that personality.
Yeah, he's abrasive personality. Yeah. Although like people love that, and people. That's the thing that people got to realize too. Like once you embrace the heel arc, like you say right there, then like you could actually be more loved than the baby face.
Yeah.
I root for the villain when I watch movies.
But you can be like a villain that is also beloved, which I think when you look back on the NWO era, the Attitude Era, all that shit, like I'm not a wrestling expert at all, but people fucking love those characters, but they love to root against them. And honestly, like even when we went through the whole thing where fucking all those dudes left the podcast in March of 2023, that some people gave me that advice at that time of like, you should go all in on being the bad guy. And actually the big 22 era was that. That's when I actually leaned into it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not, because I was still trying to be the good guy at that point. I was trying to not talk about them. I was trying to kind of take the high road. And then I kind of realized at a certain point, like, okay, maybe I need to jump off the deep end, which sometimes I feel like that gave them too much life. And that it just kind of like I should have just stayed the path of just trying to be chill towards everything. But yeah, I don't know.
Were you shooting at them by the time you were in Europe? Were you already like roasting them and shit?
I don't think I was talking about them then. Yeah, it was after that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, it wasn't until later.
Yeah.
But no, you totally did have that arc and you did like lean into it super tough. But I think also because you had the whole Jason Love thing on top of that too. There's a lot going on for you all at the same time.
Yeah. The Jason Love arc was definitely a heel arc, but it was only once I started to play into it that it started to be like, oh fuck, like I just started doing crazy numbers and everything because it was so entertaining to people. But then also there's like a long-term lack of respect that you're gonna get when you are letting someone fuck your bitch, obviously.
Well, people in regard, like that's the thing is people aren't gonna jock you forever, no matter what. I know there is times where back in the day on Melrose, you felt like you were like undisrespectable. Nobody could even fucking.
But
like,
that's the babyface era, and then you get hit with the accusations, and it's like boom, heel era is forced upon you. Yeah, because in a unique way.
I totally like. I remember being like feeling so invincible, like in battle rap, and like I'm like the helm of this huge cultural movement, and I'm like the most important person in it at this moment or whatever. I remember, I swear to God, being in Oakland at this.
They said Adam's the Mr. Burns and Lush is the Smithers.
I don't like this.
Smithers had a gay crush on Mr. Burns.
I don't fuck with that at all.
Which is why I appreciate that reference.
I'm sure you love that, but I look more like, really, for being honest, I look more like Mr. Burns.
That's Brazen and Sally, that nigga GB, that Mr. Burns and Smithers shit. Oh God,
Smithers was gay for Burns.
Smithers was
gay for Burns. It's crazy.
I'm pretty much a 1,000% heterosexual player.
Braze cold. Braze hit me one day. Was like, man, hey, blood. I was like, what's up, bro? He was like, man, why you let Munchie? I said, hey, look, bro.
Let Munchie what?
He said, well, I'll let you say something, whatever it was I said, hey, look, bro, little bro. I said, you and Munchie, my partner, bro. I said, man, I'm not in that shit, man. I'm saying, I don't know what y'all got going on, bro. What you wanted me to do, man?
Crazy.
What you want me to do, bro?
I don't like when people make you choose between friends.
No, that's a little bro. He just hit me, but he was like on some clown shit though. He just hit me one day out the blue, like, man, bro, what's up? Like, what's up? Like, man, hey, blood, why you let Munchie say this? I said, man, you already, man, stop it. I said, man, bro, you know, I deal with both of y'all, bro. Both of y'all my partner, bro. I don't know what y'all got going on. That's between y'all, bro. I said, just like if he say something about you, nigga, I'm not gonna check him, bro. That's what y'all got going on. Y'all little war.
Yeah,
that's what y'all got going
Braves
on.
just got nothing going on besides just politicking all day long, non-stop, 24-hour politicking.
I mean, isn't that kind of what he like?
The ODR.
Yeah,
I feel it. I respect it.
Yeah,
the ODR.
People want to see that, but also I feel like 4 Extra is kind of like meant for greater things if he's willing to open his heart to this content.
Yeah, I think that.
Or is he capable? Not capable. Like, you think he can interview somebody by himself?
What you talking about?
I'm talking about 4 Edges.
Interview who?
See.
I would like to see. I would like to find out.
I'm shooting a shot.
No.
I'm
asking a real question.
I'd be kind of surprised by some of your questions, bro. That's
no, it's real deal. Like, could you think like you could like, all right, you know what I'm saying, put him in one of these rooms, like, and have him conduct the interview by himself.
I think it might be a bit outside of his realm.
Or might need a wingman to help him carry the load.
For sure.
Okay.
And it's a real podcast question.
If it was somebody he really fucked with, no problem.
Yeah.
The problem is like having a list of questions and like having the, wherewithal to like actually ask somebody a bunch of questions that are written on a piece of paper. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, Forrester's got such like a one-track mind that it's like kind of hard for me to imagine him doing like almost anything besides just politicking, being with his homies,
catching fades,
and then coming here and kind of doing that, but into a mic on camera. And I see him in the studio, but it's like, I think that's why it's interesting, the idea of him like going to the zoo, is because it's like him doing anything besides gangbanging and podcasting is kind of like stuff we just can't even imagine.
Well, he like had never been to the zoo. There's like a lot of things that, and that's kind of like you said, it's like the same.
I wonder
thing.
if he's been to the beach.
He been to the beach, you know why? Because out here, that's where all the hood days begin. Well, back then, like in the daytime, everybody was at Doc Wilder
for sure.
And then the nighttime is the party. So I think every crib and blood been to the beach.
But you think he's ever got in the ocean?
Probably not.
You gotta ask.
You think he ever got those?
I've always heard that like dudes from the hood out here don't go to the beach and don't swim.
Well, a lot of people from here are never been to the ocean.
You've been in the ocean.
Who I like me, I'm a person. I'm the type of like I'm a spontaneous gang member, so I'm the type of person like I'm like for real shit. I'm a drive to the beach, like shit on some like date shit or just like chilling. Like if it's bullshit, man, or just to get a peace of mind, I might go to the beach. But the like kind of like the water thing, I don't be in the water. Like I got to be like on like a boat or something, a yacht or something to be in the ocean. That's a big body of water. I ain't just going in playing. I be kind of like thinking like shit. A body of water might get a nigga anything.
So basically, you're freaked out by the ocean.
I'm not freaked out. I've been in it like as a kid. Like it's crazy because like as a kid, I was a cold daredevil. Like it wasn't nothing that I wouldn't do or nothing that was off limits to where I got older. I'd be like, man, what the hell I was doing? Or how the hell I do that? Like a lot of shit I wouldn't do now. So like I walk up, bloody potty shit, get my feet wet a little bit, but I'm not about to go play in there. Like I'm not going waist deep.
Oh, word. All right.
I can show him.
I've been in all that because like since my family got boats and jet skis, we go to the lake and river every summer and all that.
Lake, we talking about the ocean.
Yeah, I've been in all that. Like you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm
a different bodies of water though, the lake and the ocean.
Yeah, I've been in the ocean also.
I know it's a stereotype, but I have definitely noticed that a lot of the black people that I've been friends with over the years don't really seem like they're fucking with the beach thing at all. Definitely not into it.
I mean, I think that
man, the beach be popping.
I love it.
Bonfires, parties, all that
give me the
shit,
water
man.
though.
I love it. I just like, in terms of like going into the water, especially in New York. New York, I noticed this like crazy that I wanted to go to the goddamn beach. Let's go to freaking Coney Island. Let's go hop in the ocean. And my BMX homies would be like, what? Like super foreign idea to them. Like
but that's why like Pot Lord and all those fools had the Ebony Beach Club thing.
Right. But that stands out because it's like kind of a fringe hobby in that world.
Yeah, but like it definitely exists for sure. Like if you're from the West Side for real, you've definitely been like grew up going to the beach and got in the water. There's all the fools from like Showline and Graveyard and all that for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, they right,
right there.
Man, somebody said we need to do call-ins, and I totally agree. But like we've tried to do it through Discord in the past, and I feel like nobody fucking. I don't know. We definitely got to set that up and do that.
I don't even lie. They told me I'm about to start doing that too on my channel.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be so fun.
The content I drop, people want to call in and speak on certain stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
I just want to go off on some random ass thing.
No, yeah, because they for sure gonna be tweaking.
Hey, gonna definitely get the rogue troll on there. He gonna talk crazy.
I'm gonna have my hang up button finger ready to go.
The best someone ever caught me slipping because I've been doing call. I
used to watch clips of you getting bitched out by people on the phone. Not to say that you never got any W's on them, but people like calling in and going off on you over and over and over. And the entire time, it would be beeping.
Yeah,
Munchie, you want the blunt? You don't smoke weed?
No, I don't
smoke.
See, he be laughing.
You want that bottom, but you like, nah, I don't smoke.
I didn't drink because I didn't drink today, of course, because I wanted the boy to be here.
Oh yeah. Wait, what was your plan for him?
Because nigga, I get understanding, bro. Because that shit can't happen again. If you say you apologize, then I'm gonna believe you apologize. Because if you're not apologizing, like you told Seti Nash, well, I apologize if you ain't. So you a bitch if that ain't how you was really coming. You know what I'm saying? But it just can't happen again, though. You know what I'm saying?
But his vibe changed.
And I won't You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm be sitting right next to him from now on. It's all good.
That's bare minimum. That kind of stuff can't be happening.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree.
Man, I ain't tripping. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm not defenseless. I'm actually cool, bro. I got prior to this shit. I'm not tripping. So as long as he's sitting right next to me, in case some stupid shit come out again, then it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this already, like this podcast, this current incarnation of the No Jumper Show is kind of interesting and notable because we have had the accusation of being basically a neighborhood branded podcast for many years.
But not no more.
And not anymore. Our two editions ended up being people distinctly on the other side of the fence.
Well, prior to that, there was a whole Hoover run. Prior to the neighborhood,
it wasn't a Hoover run. There's only one Hoover here.
Well, I guess it depends on what you consider.
Every narrative possible, man.
Who are you talking about?
Smack and Terrell.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but because before that, yeah.
So like you went from like one section, then they ops, and then from then to they ops.
Shout out to my own Gumby, but like it was pretty funny to hear the narrative that he had basically put together, which is like.
It kind of made sense a little bit.
It's totally logical, and I understand how somebody from the outside looking in. But his narrative was basically like Adam fell out with Terrell and hates Terrell so much that he clicked up with Crip Mac, 4 Extra, Brick Baby to basically become an anti-Hoover podcast, which is definitely not the case. And they see it. They see me fucking with Big Deal. You know, they see it like
that was the nail in the coffin. With that.
But then okay, but if you're Gumby, you see the clip of me and Poke having that awkward interaction, and I'm sure that spoke volumes to him about whatever we had going on here too and stuff. But I spoke to Gumby. I feel like it's we're on the verge of sitting down together, from my estimation, but. That is kind of like a easy narrative to kind of put together if you just take bits and pieces of what's gone on here and use
just
that.
For optics. This is just from an optics perspective. That's like what it looks like.
Big optics.
Yeah, man.
But it's almost like we need to have like a weekly neighborhood pod and a weekly whatever.
This one I want to know though, right? Like
a weekly neighborhood pod and a weekly what?
Just because there's like people that y'all are not going to sit down with, and then there's.
Man, I'm
y'all.
Cool. I'm just
it's kind of like two different.
This one,
I know you don't care, but I'm not going to sit you down with Crip Mac.
Yeah,
this what I want to know is everybody be having like all these ops and people be so like mad about who's sitting down with who because their names get spoken, all this and that. This what I want to know. This is a question I got. So if something happened, let's just say something happened, and I call your phone. And I tell you, man, I'm trying to go put some work in on something, man. Can I count on you to come gun ready and hop in that car and go put some work in?
You're asking me this?
I'm just asking for anybody that who be mad. That's just taking shit personal. Like, oh, you said that with him. Oh, that's my ops. Oh, we can't be cool. Like, what the fuck? Like, bro, can I call you in a jam? Like, can we go put some work in?
Yeah. No.
Yo, I have to say this because I actually forgot, but it's officially a party here on No Jumper because we have some gift bags from Everything 420 for our guests today, full of gear that you're definitely going to want to try. So basically, yeah, Lush, I don't know if you want to, slam that buzzball. And he definitely has a THCA blunt in hand from Everything 420. Lush, why don't you crack that open and show us some of the products
Shout
you
out
got. I'll even take the blunt from you for a moment. Yeah,
you feel me?
Shout out Everything 420.
Ooh, okay, you got a nice little rolling tray.
Big THC.
Albert Einstein. You dig? we got a young Spike Leaf, and I don't even know what's this thing right here?
This is a Spike Leaf. I think it's a pipe of some. Oh no, it's 900 milligrams of. It's like a vape type thing, filled with stuff that'll probably get you high as hell.
Well, you got all kinds.
Spike Leaf Investigates. They're really creative with the things they name these products, aren't they?
For sure. Giving this to my nephew.
Oh my god, the cut off Everything 420 hoodie to show your belly. I'll actually pay you to wear that.
Yeah, how much? What you doing after this?
No,
I'll give you $4.20 in honor of our sponsor. They might actually sponsor that.
Oh, triple my pay? Oh, I'm down, fool.
$4,020.
I like this. Is like a bag. It's like a tote bag.
Or I called you sorry.
Cafe.
He's really changed. Yo, he's changed the definition of the word Like we can't even say without thinking about his ass.
You want some shit?
Yo, that's crazy. Because is just such a common word, and now you can't say it without thinking about him. That's crazy. But yeah, look, lots of rolling papers. We got a crazy ass. This is just a promotional thing. What do you got there? A shirt?
Nah, this is like a whole gander.
This is like a blow up. Oh, this is a giant inflatable joint.
I think. Oh, like the one right behind.
Like this one. Yeah. Everything420.com. Shout out to them. Basically, if you haven't checked out everything420.com, you're seriously missing out. They've got everything from glass, vapes, flowers, edibles, even shrooms, and that Everything 420 app, E420. It's smooth, fast, and you can order everything straight from your phone. And in addition to that, they have mystery boxes, which are wild. So use code NOJUMPER at checkout for a discount. Do not forget code NOJUMPER. Big sponsor and supporter of this content. The reason why we're able to do this live for the people out there is because we got a solid sponsor in our corner. Okay.
Yeah, that's good shit. I'm gonna get out to my low relative.
Okay. Wait. I just want to clarify this. You and Crip Mac will never happen. Or
Talking to
maybe you.
No, I ain't fucking with Crip Mac. I ain't fucking with Crip Mac.
just not your type. You just don't think it's worth trying to. I mean,
what if he comes home? But hold on.
What if he comes home with a kufi?
Well, yeah, I'm saying, for real. What if he come home with different energy?
No,
and he's like a changed man.
Yeah.
No.
Eye busters removed.
Nah, some people they a little too disrespectful and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, I've caught that shit, but I'm like if somebody respectable and it makes sense, and you know what I'm saying? And we probably know each other, got a relationship prior to this or something like that. That'd be cool.
Well, we gonna sit down with Big Bro, man.
It was big bro.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm Ron. That's my good people. He from 60s. You know what I'm saying?
Ron?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I interviewed him before. He did like close to 30 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm him and his niece, Rayshana Washington.
Wait,
Raymond Washington.
Okay.
Did you guys saw that? It's a dude cartoon that wants to fade King Pill now, right? In the cartoon say you want to put
the older homie.
Yeah.
Well, see, I would like to make that happen.
I don't know. I ain't
good
seen him. I know they was going back and forth. Yeah, I got a hook. I got to hit cartoon. Yeah, man, I don't know.
I mean, King Pill is the opposite.
King Pill get knocked out by cartoon, man.
Think something.
he got squad hell.
King Pill don't give a shit. The one thing I like about King Pill, he's down to fight whoever.
No,
like he'll do it.
Cartoon is
he don't give a shit.
Yeah,
but he's 60 though. You know, it's a such thing as father time.
Man,
there's also such thing as old man strength.
I seen Charleston White win.
I be at the gym, bro. I'll be at the gym, bro. I'm seeing black belts that's 59 and 60 fucking shit off, bro. So it's like y'all think about the age. It's all about like your endurance, the shape you in and shit like that. And not saying that cartoons in the best of shape, but it ain't like these gonna be real boxing rounds. This shit probably be like a 2-minute round.
It's three minute round, or 2-minute rounds.
Yeah,
based on what I saw this weekend on the Aiden Ross card.
Because I don't think he gonna squabble with him like now. If he like try to dance around and play boxing and run, but if he try to get in there and go toe to toe with Cartoon, I think Cartoon gonna put him down.
Man, I rather
put your rack on P. I'll put my rack on Cartoon.
That's a fade right there.
I ain't trying to mess up Cartoon. Man, I'd rather Pill fight somebody's age, bro.
For sure.
See.
For sure.
Cartoon ready to squabble anyway. He trying to get out with 600, but 600 told me some excuse about they didn't clear it or something.
Well, 600 is like a professional fighter.
I was trying to make 600. And what's today happen? Shannon Briggs.
Whoa, that is a
Shannon Briggs. We call him on 600. Shannon Briggs.
Who's that?
He's like an actual legendary fighter.
Yeah, from Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? He had at one point in time for a long time. He had the most first round knockouts. He trying to get down with 600. I was trying to make that happen.
Because do you think?
No, 600 just got put down pretty easy, right?
Somebody said that's AR.
No, it ain't.
Hell no. Yo, but I have a question. That was whack. It was spreading that line. But here's my question though. Do you think the commission approves Christopher Lovejoy, who has like 30 fights or whatever and has all this like training and stuff? I don't know how much they like look into it versus King Pill, who has none of that. Never fought before. Like, are they going to approve that?
But there's not going to be like a sanctioned fight that counts for your record.
Oh, we would have to make it an exhibition or some shit?
Yeah. It's not going to count for their like actual...
That's probably good news for both of them. Neither of them wants an L on the record, because for King Pill that would be 0-1.
I don't think it would matter.
It ain't bad for King Pill. King Pill just want to squabble and he want to get his following up.
I honestly think, if King Pill like just is down to fight whoever, they're gonna love him for that. it doesn't matter if you lose 4 fights in a row. Now, at a certain point, you got to fucking win one.
I want to figure out why everybody discounting them though.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They shouldn't discount King Pill.
I'm not discounting them. I'm discounting them against 4 Extra.
The thing about King Pill, bro, like after I actually got to spend some time around him for real, like 'cause we like rolled in the whip and we chopped it up real. Like,
okay, so now you're bosom buddies.
That's my dog. Okay. Yeah, that's my dog for sure. But me and King Pill got an EP. You feel me on the way.
That is insane.
Yeah, me and King
I
Pill.
can't. My body is not ready to process that information now.
Me and King Pill working on an EP.
Insane.
But the thing is, like, he really is willing to go the extra length. He don't give a fuck. Like he will actually. That's why he's like he didn't have a personal animosity against Faux Extra. You feel me? He really didn't. He wasn't trying to. He just wanted to get his fade off.
Yeah, he wanted to put some fire up under him since he had declined to fight, so he went right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not really.
It wasn't no disrespect towards the Bodies or anything.
Everyone seems it wasn't intended to be disrespect towards.
But that is disrespectful to go to somebody hood.
How is that when you covered what another member from a rival hood of mine?
Hey, but who knew that rival member was even a part of this? Because he wasn't on camera, right?
Yeah.
Well, they went to They Park first. They went to They Park first, though. You feel me? They went to the park in the Hoovers and were with them first before they even went over to the neighborhoods.
I mean, even if they went to the wrong area, it was intended to go.
That's not even that part. Yeah, that's the point.
Okay.
That's kicking with the Hoovers first. Then they went on Vernon and Western. I mean, Vernon and.
Yeah. Well,
they didn't go on Vernon and Western. That would have been bad.
So you're saying they just swerved in there a little bit?
Yeah. They went on the outskirts. Okay. They went on the very
borderline type shit.
It's technically they hood, but it's like the outskirt block. Yeah, the borderline. You feel me? And he was like talking to people, doing his. You feel me? Just being cool. But he wasn't trying to like.
If 4 Extra sees King Pill win a couple fights, I feel like he might start to be like, all right, fuck it. I want to do it.
No, I think honestly.
Because he's going to see how much attention you're going to get from it. And I think that, but also I have not seen 4 Extra demonstrate the clout gene that we all kind of have, where like you see someone getting attention for something and you slowly like want to do that thing because you know that it's going to get you attention. Right. I have not seen him exhibit any indication that he gets that or is interested in that at all.
What if there's a pussy incentive? Like he gets to like, you feel me? There's like a certain bitch that he gets to fuck if he wins.
Throw that out here.
Maybe that could be arranged. I will give him a $5,000 prostitute stipend.
No. Oh, girl.
Well, we put Kazumi on the line.
That's what I'm saying. If he gets to beat Kazumi, now you're in the wall, bitch.
Kazumi is such a clout whore that I feel like if I'm like, yo, you could be the ring girl, but you gotta sleep with him if he wins, I feel like she'd be down.
She's afraid of God he loses.
That sounds like a lawsuit waiting to happen for me. Yeah. I need contracts making it clear that is a consensual agreement and whatnot, because for sure that would be weird. But yo, Kazumi wants to be the ring girl so bad that she should probably be down to give a little
for the culture. Kazumi, come on,
you got to just bend over.
Yeah, it's nothing major, but
you probably ain't gonna be able to get hard anyway.
That would
no shots. That's just that's how it is for most people.
You never said it was going to be on camera. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to get hard if you just.
No, he talking about. Hold on.
We never said it was going to be.
You're right. Yeah, he ain't gonna fuck on camera.
That's not a That was not
that's a DP.
I just said he got the pussy. That you just said, man.
Hey, is it a DP if you bang a girl on camera?
Hell no.
What?
You can't. You start doing porn, not a DP.
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's with another guy, that's a DP, right?
I'll start tomorrow.
DP. Double meaning.
Double penetration.
I hate you, Lush. But yes, that is a DP in 2 ways. Yeah.
That's a porn.
No, that's a put off and a DP.
Yeah. Ooh. Double up.
You feel me?
But here, look, honestly, Faux Extra, I want him to do it because King Pill's the homie. I'll be honest. I think Faux Extra's winning the fight.
I think so.
I think he's winning the fight. Just like,
I mean, they call me a glazer, but I just believe in him as a warrior.
King Pill parties. Like, he's like a turn up king.
Does he party like a lot? He drinks?
I mean, like he
playing with his nose?
He's a fun guy. No mushrooms. You feel me? Pause.
Wow, that was so cringe. But wait, you really?
No, I'm just saying.
Is he
fun guy?
Is he popping pills for real?
Yeah. No.
So like,
but I just think that he I know he smokes and drinks. Faux Extra doesn't do anything.
I didn't see him do either of those when we were in New York, but maybe he was on his best behavior.
You know what? When I think about it, I don't know if I saw him consume any. I think he drank.
So you just assume that.
Yeah. No, I think he drank. I don't know if I saw him smoke.
That is racist.
to assume that someone like I don't think there's a racial connotation there, but
a little prejudice.
Based on what I know of you.
Prejudging, you know.
hey, no, like I think cool people tend to smoke weed for the most part. Munchie B being the exception to the rule. You feel
Glazing.
me? Like,
Okay, see that I think when they call you a glazer, I feel like that moment just encapsulated it because you glazed him for no reason.
No, it's called being a nice person, you know? So I'm a glazer. You feel me? I work at Krispy Kreme if that's the case. No, I'm a nice person. I got no reason to say something. I ain't got to be I ain't got to be a jerk and say something excessive.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
I know.
Hey, that was a little
That was a banger. That
Hey,
was
funny.
You weren't jerking?
Huh?
You were too big to jerk?
You weren't in the jerking crew?
I was a gangbanger, but me and Lil Sody was gonna do a record back in like 2009 to the jerker beat. You a jerk beat, but I ended up going to jail and we never did it.
What was the last age where you were 150 pounds or less?
150?
You're like a big guy now,
probably
but
like
every big guy used to be a skinny guy.
I'm gonna say probably like 11, 12.
Oh, so you've been big for a while?
Yeah.
Okay.
150 is like, yeah, I can't. That's like,
I ain't been this big, but I like had size. Always had some size though for sure. Because every time like I stayed like I was like real athletic and stayed busting down.
Pop Warner, all that.
Then and going to jail like I was stayed busting down.
Like, think about when you look at the pictures of Brick when he was fucking super heavy versus super skinny. It's like such a different vibe.
That's jail Brick.
he's probably look like that right now.
Oh, I hope so. I love chubby shitty.
Yeah, chubby.
Pause.
I think
Chubby shitty.
Yeah, I guarantee you he look more like that right now.
Yo, we got to put our foot on the gas to finish this cipher. We got half of it done, literally half.
Yeah. Well, they're selecting a beat, the other remaining.
All right.
So
I'm not going to give too much away, but we got to get the show on the road because we got to shoot the video too.
Yeah.
And you already like your opening bar already might be irrelevant.
No, I already changed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
there was something about suspect.
In the chat, you talking about you got to do your whole verse over?
Yeah, I read.
Oh, so you heard Aunt Hefe and you're like, oh, I got to redo it.
No, it had nothing to do with y'all. My shit just wasn't up to par.
You said you came weak.
Yeah, I didn't think my shit was tight. So you feel me? I want to redo mine.
I break suspect out with a pocket knife.
That was his first bar. If it's not your first bar anymore, then we can say that.
The bar was tight.
I break suspect out of the county with a pocket knife.
No, my shit wasn't. The bars wasn't whack, but I just didn't get it off right. You feel me? I was
listening to you like some of this shit was forced.
It just wasn't tight, fool. Like,
you know what bar sounds? You know
hard.
what bar sounds funny to me? The more I listen to it. And I got the drip like Tapatio.
Yeah, that shit was whack. That shit was whack.
But then the thing you said after that is hard. What made me laugh so hard.
What you say? What you say? My security can sit.
I don't want to give away all his bars.
No, I got rid of all those.
Oh, you got everything.
Yeah.
My shooter conceal a baby dick. No Boss Man D-Lo. That's so funny to me.
Yeah, no. But I'm gonna let y'all know that because look, you guys, everyone did really good. So I was like, all right. I phoned my first shit in because I was like, I didn't really know. So I'm like, nah. So I rewrote. You feel me? And my new shit, yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
So everybody can't have you. You had to come correct.
Type shit. Yeah.
How do I go? I'm in a weird position too because it's like everybody has basically like agreed to do this for free because we're giving Brick the money. So like the video guy. Like, I don't know how to like, I don't know if I should just ask like my pre-existing video guy connections and just be like, yo, are you down to do this one for free for Brick, who you probably don't even really know, but might kind of fuck with.
I don't want to say it on camera.
You know some people that might be like real down?
Someone that's very close to us.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, obviously we could just have the dudes in the office do it, but I also feel like, we want to make it look as good as possible.
No, there's other people.
All right, that's cool.
But regardless, on some real shit, like you fools, this cipher is way tighter than the last one, like bar wise, because it's shorter. Everybody came with it. Like I didn't even. I heard your music on your streams before, but that's it.
I'm a big fan of that.
I didn't know like
performance.
Kind of went crazy, bro. Like everybody.
Yeah, see, it's different. Like this is my homie tell you. See, it's different. See, I'm an artist, right? I can. Like I'm really like if you like listen, like I'm really like versatile. So it's just like it's different from me making music to you just being on a cypher, or if you battle rapping and you just barring up, like it's a different flow.
Do you think it would be?
My shit was the worst verse. That's why I redid it. It was the worst one.
Do you think it would be overkill if we did a monthly cypher?
No, it would be great.
If we could record it here, then I think it would be no problem, because then all you like need is like to just pull somebody aside and have them record for a half hour and get the fucking verse out of the way, and then really all you got to do is just like, because then you could have like we could make it interesting every month. You could have people, different combinations of people, and maybe somebody comes through who does an interview and you somehow get them to do it even though they're not formally part of the crew.
We still got the booth. We just got to set that motherfucker up again. You don't
even need a booth these days. You can just fucking plunk a mic down right here and do it.
You really don't. But we actually like physically do. So it's like have one. It's like, damn, you feel me?
If we made that an initiative, I think it would be pretty tight. Yeah.
The only problem would be you guys getting me to leave.
Because you're just gonna fucking try to do like a 40 bar for Lush Freestyle episode.
It would be like I wouldn't ever want to leave this place.
Like, I wouldn't running with that nigga.
I love hip hop.
Yeah, I love it too much.
Throughout my like 20s, like me and my group of friends, like there was like a couple years straight where we were just doing this voice. It's like, oh yeah, that's really cool. Like, yeah.
Is that like,
it was just like, I don't know.
I feel like that's South Park adjacent.
It was like kind of Cartman-esque, just like the BMX shit, dude. You just spend so much time with people. You just end up with the weirdest jokes.
But that's like a common voice.
We're just doing this voice.
I remember like a road trip where we did a pirate voice for like a week straight.
No, this is white boy shit that y'all might not be aware of. Let me break it down for y'all, okay?
No.
It seems weird to me.
No.
He said a week straight.
No,
I swear to God.
And I want to say it's not even
like going through the drive-through at McDonald's and doing the pirate voice.
Okay,
but just to like, but also every other conversation you're having, yar, lush, give me the buzzball, like for a week straight, bro.
But that's like and that's not even mutually exclusive to race. I feel like everyone, when you're kids, will have dumbass voices.
I love that when you spend so much time with other men, that you like end up like just cooking up the weirdest fucking jokes ever. Like that is so insiders. I love that. Yeah, like you just like it's just like unrecognizable to other people. But now I'm a podcaster, so everything has to kind of be like edible for the masses.
If you went to prison, imagine like how gnarly the jokes would get that you'd be involved in.
But that's like I know, right? But like that's the thing that's like you have a path. Like it's like the red pill or the blue pill in the podcast space, because you can either go super down the rabbit hole of talking about stuff that's insular and only applies to your universe, which has value, but then also I feel like you got to be able to do current events too, and like have content that's about stuff that's more mainstream, which honestly is like a ball that No Jumper has kind of dropped, because when you look at somebody like Ack or Joe Budden, I feel like that's their strong suit. A lot of times we don't even bother to touch on the biggest stories in media, or they happen on the news, but they're not really giving.
But how is that No Jumper's brand when you started this shit, like breaking alternative, cutting edge artists that were like?
It's a balance, but I wish we could do both. Great,
I feel like it's definitely expanding.
I mean, you got Ack doing the Diddy trial 8 hours a day for a month. We don't even like really talk about it, It's like we kind of ignore a lot of the biggest stuff.
Hey man, y'all got to get them sex workers up here, bro. To do Rico.
He's just horny as fuck. No. Get me a prostitute.
No, not the male prostitutes. I'm talking about the Rico dude and the Punisher.
Oh, you want to fuck with?
That's what I'm talking about. The one that wrote the book.
I heard both of them interviews with Cameron. You feel me?
Yeah. Oh, I don't. I watched the Punisher on Vlad. The Punisher has a fake dick, which I'm super fascinated by. He's got like a pump inside his ball sack that he uses to get hard.
Well, like
so you pump his balls?
No.
It's like a pump inside there, and then you have this like this tube inside your penis or whatever that like blows up as you pump it up. So basically, he can just get like the best huge erection by just doing this, which now I understand why. Like listening to him talk about it, and now I get why all the porn dudes, not all, but like some of the porn dudes have this, because it sounds like you just make your dick hard as fuck and go to town with it.
He just squeezing your balls on his
That one dude.
Just funny.
That one dude did
looking
that.
at you. Just
remember the dude that like she was riding. She was riding his. She was riding his dick and then came down and she broke it.
Yeah.
Who that was?
Yeah.
I know it's happened to a lot of people.
Blood like squirting up and shit. He got that done.
Yeah, she spun around her, did a little trick on that motherfucker and broke it.
Shit.
Broke
like
homie's
that.
dick in half, bro.
Yeah.
Ski.
Yeah, like this. But the thing is, like, what I feel like what motherfuckers be seeing happen in corn is not like the way 99.9% of actual sex.
I mean, what percentage of girls will ever get DP'd?
Yeah, like,
that shit is like normal in porn.
Yeah,
even like what percentage
or put off for that matter.
What percentage of girls do you think do anal in their lifetime?
A lot.
On the regular.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT
off screen, right?
Yeah,
just in general.
screen.
Yeah. Non-porn stars. I think probably like maybe 20%.
Oh,
hell no!
Nah.
You think it's more?
Like 60, 67,
65. That's what I was thinking.
60, 65. Just
Trying to
first,
get that box.
well, females like you start off with a little thumbprint. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know
gotta get acquainted.
Oil.
It's more. It's like 65% of females.
I would say it's 60 range as well. I would agree.
My guy over there shaking.
33 to 37% of women in the United States, which
worldwide.
is good. I mean, worldwide has got to be.
Let's look up worldwide.
It's more than that.
Yeah. Europe's freaky.
But look.
Oh, you said in the world or Europe?
In the world, though, it looks like it's like the same pretty much, where it's like 35. The National Survey of Family. I only asked about the United States.
Hey, but hold on, Adam. What about
internationally? I feel like it's lower internationally.
No, but Adam, what about these hoes lying?
That's true. But I think
is that? I
don't know.
Can we account for a 10%?
Whoa,
deficit?
look at that! It's way different in Australia. Like in Australia, 19 and 25%, in the United States, 33 to 37%. So if you believe that like American women are whores, you actually have like a basis to stand on. Because in France, 20% of young women. I mean, that's young women. That's kind of different,
The
right?
first bitch I smacked in France didn't even want me to turn her around.
The senses of that, it goes like when you go to the doctor and they ask you, have you had anal sex? How you and they calculate the numbers off of that.
You're not gonna lie to your doctor, you know.
But
some do lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like so. I think that number is off. That 30, I think it's higher than that.
I agree.
I think there's no way it's 50%. 33% to me sounds pretty reasonable.
How many prostitutes it is, and then they go Greek. I mean, people in the chat.
Greek? What does that mean?
That means they take it in the ass.
Why do you call it that?
Oh, you never knew that?
I never heard
of all
that.
people, that's like an entire section of like the hub and all that. Like
Greek?
Yeah.
What, you mean just Greek people?
Greek
mean anal, bro.
Anal.
Like
how do you
I look for anal. I don't look for Greek.
But that's an older term.
So if you want to go buy some box or whatever, you down with Greek.
Yeah,
like the prostitutes gonna know what it means
because
here's I watch girls on Greek. When I watch the fig walkers on Soft White Underbelly, I do not get the idea that they're doing anal.
Well, like, but
they're eating El Taco.
But like for the right price, they go in. First of all,
Del Taco.
But
the fines double when you go Greek. You know what I'm saying? You go have to run it.
So if you're just off meth, running around in the streets butt naked, getting fucked in the ass for $100 in the back of somebody's sedan,
I don't think it's for $100. You got to just go double.
Anals. But so wait, what's average if I'm trying to get laid on fig right now?
Average.
100. I thought it was like $50, but maybe like inflation got to make it more, right?
That's like a hand job.
What inflation got on fig in the back of my car with a crackhead?
I mean, okay, no,
that's $50.
No.
Why you say crackhead though, bro?
Yeah. No, bro.
He's not a crackhead, but a streetwalker who's been out here doing this for 8 hours.
It's some females on fig that. If they put on regular clothes and walk into the school with their kid, you don't think they're wifeable.
And you would have them on Plug Talk for sure.
That's kind of what I'm interested in.
I mean, it's some females out there that get down. Ask them.
It's some shit out there. I ain't gonna lie. I'm past bombs. Like, man, I don't know what the hell she doing out here. She tripping.
I'm talking about literally out there waiting right now. Ask them.
I could go viral so easy if I went to Fig with Lena and just like filmed her like walking there while I'm wearing like a pimp costume or something. I just don't. I feel like it's a little too like
until the first.
I haven't even told her that I had that idea.
The first car
because I know she would be like, absolutely not.
Remember we was talking about doing it with Frosty, the little vlog on Fig and shit. Remember?
Yeah,
that'd be legendary.
He's laying low, but that would I want to make that happen bad. That would be fucking
Frosty
crazy.
got a little song that the hoes and pimps bumping on.
Frosty out in the hood at night on Fig. Oh my god. That's irresponsible content. That would be so. Frosty is one of the funniest people on earth, and that
accident.
him in that world would be so crazy. Like I can't even imagine.
Hey, Frosty, funny. You know, my first time meeting Frosty, what we did. Look, I was just fresh out the feds, right? And we at Mother's Beach. Cheesecake Factory. So boom, you know, he come up.
The
he
second
mad
Cheesecake Speech in LA.
He like, oh man, what's up, big bro? Whoa. He like, man, you know, you NBA and them brother, right? Whoa. I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, you know, you look just like them niggas, bro. Whoa. So I'm like, for sure. Whoa. Yeah, I'm Frosty from Inglewood Families. Boom. I'm like, for sure. So man, we all going Cheesecake Factory, bro. We order food and shit, bro. So we order food. I'm waiting for the tab to come and shit. That nigga like, nah, bro, we out of here. So I'm like, bro, I'm about to pay for my food.
Yo.
So everybody got to hop it up, walking out. So what the fuck?
He has a lot of dining and ditching stories. Yes,
got up out of there.
Because that's the root of him falling out with Suspect.
That was the same story.
I'm like, this little nigga is crazy. I'm like, but everybody walked out, so I'm like, shit, I ain't about to pay for the tab. I'm out of this motherfucker too.
Yeah, Frosty burnt. Yeah, that is how that him and Suspect looks.
But wasn't it also at Cheesecake Factory too?
I don't know where it was at.
I think it was.
I have an incredibly important Suspects or Frosty story that you guys don't even know. So, all right, this is wild. So back in the day, I'm at. This is such a. I hate it that I have to retell the story, but guys, they got to hear it. So I'm driving to the No Jumper store in Melrose in 2017, and this girl I know texts me a screenshot of another girl that I know who basically was like tweeting about setting up a fade at the No Jumper store. And I slowly start to realize that the fade she's trying to set up with is with like a 16-year-old girl who goes to high school near the store, but they're beefing online or whatever. And this is when we first got the store. So this is like, it's kind of madness. Like crazy shit is just happening at the store because we haven't really like figured out how to like tell people no about shit. So this girl basically is supposed to meet up with this girl, and the underage girl, her name is Death by Romy now. She became a rapper or a singer or whatever. Like she makes music or whatever. But this is when she's super young and she's got this like 4 black girls that want to fight her. And it's all over Lil Tracy's sunglasses. Like somehow like the fucking white girl, Death by Romy, she fucking borrowed Lil Tracy's sunglasses or like took them, and these black girls were mad about it or some shit. It's this whole stupid ass thing.
He probably tripped them up.
Right, but the black girls I know, so I hit her up freaking out. Like, how the fuck are you setting up a fade at my store? Like, this is not okay. Man. But anyway, I go there and a bunch of these girls are hanging out there, but not the one they want to fight. They end up going down the street to fight this girl. And Frosty the Snowman is also hanging out at this moment. And I made the decision to be responsible and not go down the street and film this fight because I just thought it would be a bad look.
I know what you're talking about now.
But Frosty don't give a shit. And he follows them down the street. And basically, this little white girl pops out of fucking nowhere with a Supreme ski mask on her face and proceeds. Yes, before it's time, because this is 2017. Yeah. And these black chicks start beating the shit out of her. They are pounding on her like girls do. They're just beating on her or whatever. This girl's mom had driven her to this fade. I swear to God.
Real
crazy. Real one. Frosty the Snowman in one of his videos basically like storms this fight and breaks it all up and is like, hell no, we ain't doing that on Snowgerb TV or some shit. And he ends up putting it. He ends up putting it in his fucking music video.
That's the one with him and Almighty, I think. That's the isn't the I'm Going
Oh
song?
My God, my fit is fantastic. That one.
That one, yeah.
And it was just the craziest shit ever. And it was even crazier like a year later when that, or 2 years later when that fucking white girl ends up getting signed by a label. Yeah. And she does like an album release at the fucking store and shit. And I'm like, that's so crazy. You were getting beat up like 2 blocks away from here like a couple of years ago, and Frosty broke it up.
Damn. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, we ain't doing that. No, not on Snowgerb TV.
Snowgerb TV or some shit like that, bro. Anyway, I've told that story before, but that was just like, I don't know.
Peacemaker Frosty arc.
Man, Frosty, that wasn't P, man. You saved her, man.
Somebody got rescued.
Heath, you don't need to clip that story. I've told that story too many times for you to clip that one again. Anyway.
But yeah, I wonder if, hey, does she go Greek? That's the question.
Does she go
Greek?
I ain't never heard this goddamn Greek.
I never heard that
I'll break it down. Want me to explain it to you?
No.
What about like fraternities? People have been talking about fraternities. I'm like, who the fuck was in a fraternity?
Nobody. But here's the thing about
like Rory's into that shit.
Oh, he in the fraternity.
Talking about fraternities, and I'm like, oh, like, but like when I hear like black dudes talking about fraternities too, like
that's different though. I
didn't even know that existed until like well into my adulthood.
Black frat parties and sorority parties.
Where I'm from, being in a fraternity is the absolute whitest thing ever, and I don't know if there's black fraternities anywhere near Boston.
Shit, for sure there is. For sure,
I had the most fun in Washington. I used to go to all the Gonzaga.
Oh, when you were on your fucking your drug selling missions.
All they parties, man. Gonzaga's, SU, Cheney, Eastern Washington. Man, I used to be at all they parties, man. Popping.
Yeah, I used to go to them right here at USC.
All the USC.
I've been to a few
UCLA,
USC.
Cal, Berkeley,
they had a few
Santa
houses
Cruz,
off in the cut and the brim.
Santa Barbara. There's this area.
They got a whole row of them.
Yeah.
Bruh, they have this area called Del Playa in Santa Barbara. I swear to God, you and that shit. When I was like 19, 20 and shit, like outside, like fucking with hoes, whatever. I never seen that much pussy in my life. Like,
how much you pay?
Nothing. That's the thing. They breaking it off. You feel me? Is that like you ain't even got to be even a broken clock is right twice.
No,
a day.
you know what's the hottest shit?
You feel me? Like
no, like that. Yo. That like that fraternity or like the sorority scene. You ever see those videos on TikTok or Reels or whatever? And it's just like the whole sorority house doing like a giant coordinated dance with like chicks in the front dancing and shit. And you just know that those girls are literally getting blackout drunk and fucking groups of frat members every night.
Ran through.
Like that to me is the craziest thing. Like that's why I can't turn away from those when I see them on my feed.
I don't think the sorority girls just getting ran through.
I mean,
I would like to think that they are.
No, they got a little structure to them. they hitting who they
like
hit.
The Bloods.
No, for real. Like,
I think it depends, bro. They like the Bloods.
Now you got some structure, Munchie.
I forgot. No. I'm thinking just because he white, he been to college.
I'm open to other perspectives because I actually have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to college because I like only went to college for like 2 years and didn't have anything to do with anyone
You
besides
saying that
just going to
sorority
class.
girls are bops typically is not wrong. So
I assume that like all I knew of college that I wasn't participating in is like, oh, everybody is binge drinking and I'm straight edge, so I can't. I'm not even trying to.
A lot of them people going to college ain't never had no freedom before. Now they done went off. They ain't under their parents' thumb and shit. They acting up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
but I ain't gonna just put it on the sorority girls that they getting slutted out. You know what I'm saying?
Not all of them shit. Like I got family members.
I think college girls is getting slutted out.
I think they're getting so drunk that they're just like having sex with tons of people. Is that fair?
I mean, like
that's what I assume.
I think that's college female.
I mean, and it depend on the sorority too. You know, they got Kappa, Delta, different ones. Depend on which one.
Do you think the black girl fraternities are not just fucking like that?
Man, women is women. Man, ain't got nothing to do with black, white, purple, pink. Man, they all fucking.
I can name the sorority right now that be goers.
Okay, I assume, and I'm willing to admit that this is my own prejudice is that like I assume that like most black girls are like super concerned with the stereotype of being a hoe to the point where that's not going to be normalized.
They're not as big of hoes as the white girls in college.
That's what I'm assuming. Close. That they don't like. It's not even close. Such a social stigma to them to be considered a whore that they don't.
I'm not saying they don't get.
It like depends on if you Kappa or you Delta. I'm trying to tell you.
I think college students, depending on if they're just. I'm saying they ain't used to having freedom. They go out. They just now really drinking alcohol for the first time because they was under like micromanaged by their parents. Now you on campus and it's up.
No,
imagine sending your kid to college. I never
went to college, but I was for sure sleeping in like I lived in bitches' dorm rooms for days on end type shit.
I always think about Juicy J saying, "I don't go to college, but the dorm room is my domain."
Yeah,
at like 48. That's so fucking funny
amazing.
To me. I love that. You know, you put an album out with Logic.
For real?
I swear to God.
First Juicy album I don't want to hear.
On that trip that I was just on, I for some reason was listening to like the Apple Music hip hop playlist. It is a soulless place, man. Let me tell you, it is just every label thing that they're trying to push through. They all got like the new Cardi B single and the new Offset single as like number one and number two. So it's like a lover's quarrel to start every single fucking playlist.
Rap Caviar.
But I'm on the Apple Music side of things. But it's a dark place. There's so many artists that you like think aren't putting out music that are still being propped up by these playlists.
No, what do you mean? 24-hour Fitness needs their playlist. You feel me? I
mean, it is safe for that. You know what's crazy is that I'm listening to the What the Hell remix with G Herbo. Mm-hmm. They edit out the censored version It's what the hit, what the hit, what the helly. So you could say helly, but you can't say hell on the censored version. What is that?
Because they know kids is in a car and they come on the radio, and, you know, it's heaven and hell, and they might say,
bro.
Well, hell's one of the words. Yeah. You know, there's a list of words.
So helly is cool, but hell,
bro, just say hell. Hell is, nobody's offended by hell. Yeah. It's 2025, man. If you're listening to a G Herbo and Rob 49 song, you cannot be offended by hell.
I mean, I would say that I don't think that.
I think never what thought the hell they bleeped that out. I never knew that they had bleep out hell, but you know,
me neither.
The type of back in the day, it was like the best bleeped out verse ever. Or back in the 90s, they wouldn't bleep out the verse. Fools would have to rap the whole thing over. Eazy-E's verse on the damn "For the Love of Money" by Bone Thugs, when instead of saying motherfucker, he's all stupid sucker. You feel me? Police is on my balls. Yeah.
Did I tell you guys?
I still don't trust him.
Did I tell you guys about how I told my kid about Kendrick and Drake, and she went to school and told all the other kids?
You started a war. You started the Crips and Bloods.
No, literally, like one of the other, like, all right, there's like one dad at the school who's like a music producer and like kind of knows some of the same people as me and shit. Not like a hip hop producer, but like
Timbaland.
His kid, his mom sent us a video of him just straight up talking about how Drake and Kendrick made mean songs about each other. Because I told my kid about this, and that she's at school spreading this information around, and it's so funny. She calls him Kendrick Lamar every time. She never calls him Kendrick.
Yeah,
and that just makes it way funnier that she just Kendrick Lamar. They don't like each other. They are not friends.
Dude, I remember I went to a chiropractor when I for my sciatica some months back, and he was tripping. He's like, why is a Kendrick Lamar guy spreading a negative message in his music?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean? Like, nah.
See, he's on the right side of history right there.
He's like, it's just like back in my day, we had the Beatles.
I'm going to come through the door and see man.
Hey, yo.
I'm going to send him on a bio pic.
Yo, can I ask you guys a question?
Mm-hmm.
I had a big ass debate with Whack and the Viral Way about this topic, and I just wanted to know what you guys' opinions were. The debate was the Viral Way claiming that Eazy-E should be ranked below Nipsey Hussle on that Complex top LA rappers list.
Where was Nipsey on the list and where was Eazy-E?
I think well, we should really just go look at it because I don't want to get this wrong. But
man, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I feel very strongly. I'll just let the cat out of the bag. I feel strongly that it easily goes to Eazy-E.
Well, I mean, Eazy-E started NWA, bro.
Too much shit of Eazy. Just imagine if Eazy-E was still alive right now.
Everyone's Eazy's kids, for real. Like he's the godfather, and he actually made banging ass music. I ain't gonna lie. Like we actually
Eazy-E got fucked the police. He got fucked Donald Trump. He like you said, you come from Eazy. It's the birth of gangster rap. You know
type shit. But I mean, objectively,
I would like to know where each of them was on the list, though.
Nipsey's a better rapper from a technical perspective. Absolutely.
I mean, Eazy didn't even write it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We know that Nipsey's a better rapper technically, but
Eazy, if you look at it, he created punching in. You know how everybody punch in now?
For sure.
Like, right down the street at my 6-4. Stop. All right, keep going. Like,
not for real. Not being whack as fuck. No, it's
crazy.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
He created that, but Eazy easily come before him, bro.
Eazy-E number 9, Nipsey number 10. So they did put them like very close together. The real kill shot in the debate, from my perspective, and this ended up being like a half-hour long debate.
How old is they?
I think they're mid-30s, right? The Viral Way?
Yeah, early mid-30s.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like kids at all. I mean, they fucking,
they're my age.
If they're 35 or maybe a little younger. Yeah, max, right? Yeah, I think so too. I think they're probably like 30 if I had to guess. I actually have no idea, but either way.
They had Draco Whale up there like that?
Yeah, no, that was a egregious mistake.
Draco at 24 was pretty controversial, at least within our world, but either way.
Where do you think he should have been?
I mean, top 10.
No, bro. Look,
top 5, 10.
Bro, like, aside your beef from me, look, they got Kendrick number 1, Snoop 2, Ice Cube 3, Dre 4, Tyler the Creator 5, DJ Quick 6, Ice-T 6, B Real
Ice-T
8,
7, yeah, B Real
8, Eazy-E 9, Nipsey 10, The Game 11, MC 8, 12, Corrupt 13, Exhibit 14, YG 15, King T 16, Schoolboy Q 17, Sugar Free 18, Don Kennedy 19, Warren G 20.
Yeah, it's just
ran like
weird.
that. Yeah, that was just
like,
bro.
Like the first, I'm not gonna
Honestly,
lie,
bro.
And he ain't no nigga I just listen to every day, but he was hard, though.
I hate to
and like all them dudes that have all them dudes right there, like before him. That's
I'm not mad at the top 6.
Well, there's no part of me that wants to disrespect Dom Kennedy in any way, but I just don't feel like putting Draco below him makes sense to me.
I mean, like
I
Warren,
think that list should have been split into 2.
different eras.
Yeah.
But if it's like,
That's too easy.
could
That's a
easily
cop out.
You could
This
easily
is the
make
real
an all-time
challenge.
list. But the thing is this, like, I mean, first of all, Warren G is more like we love Warren G, but he's mainly respected as a producer, to be honest with you. Same with Dre. Now I know you got to put Dre super high up there, but you don't got to put Warren as a rapper super high up there at all. Ice-T overranked beyond being from New Jersey. You feel me? Shouts to the OG, but he not top 10. You feel me? Be Real, yeah, he should be up there. Eazy-E, yeah. Nip, yeah.
But you gotta ask, what was they
criteria?
Criteria, like you going by impact?
So they broke it down into like 3 categories, which I think was like lyrical ability, catalog, like your actual like ability and skill as a rapper, catalog, aka like, are you known for classic projects? Have you had big singles? Have you really like, you know, produced a ton of popular music? And then the final one was impact / like influence.
Yeah.
All right, so Nipsey,
and that's
he
why.
got the impact influence. Then you know he didn't have the longevity to put out all the projects that, you know what I'm saying, he probably would have put out by now. And then what you said the other one? I mean lyrical.
Lyrical / skill. I really think the Game is above Nipsey Hussle too. I really agree with Game's campaign saying that he should have been higher up.
Yeah, Game should have been higher up, for sure.
Game revived. He brought the West back.
He not only brought the
It
West.
was dead.
He didn't only bring the West back. Let's keep it. He kept it alive. He was the only person that was really carrying the flag for real for damn near a decade.
They got Tyler the creator at 5.
He should be though, really, like, or he's up there for real. Like, if you want to talk
I
about,
think a lot of us are kind of blind to it, but he is gigantic.
yeah,
you
like
know?
impact wise,
I realized how big he is.
Yeah.
as a West, like beyond like him not being like a typical quote unquote West Coast artist, like his accolades and influence and all that, and the motherfucker is super talented. You ain't even got to be like a fan of hip hop to be like, oh, okay, like this dude knows how to craft music really well at a virtuoso level, damn near.
When it comes to like a baton thing, the Game, then it went YG, then Kendrick, like keeping it afloat.
Yeah, Snoop first, but then
No. I'm talking about because the West was like flatline for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the Game revived it.
Yeah.
And then it went past the baton. Then it was YG, past the baton, and then it was Kendrick. In that order.
Well, pretty much it's weird because like the I agree.
And all of them from Compton. That's crazy.
I agree, but the thing is, like, the transition between the Kendrick and YG thing is kind of difficult to distinguish because they both kind of rose to prominence in 2010, 11. You feel me? So it's like and although YG definitely
YG went more mainstream.
He did for sure.
Because you know, like J Rock, he was the first artist to come out with TDE. He had kicked the door down first. Then came. K-Dot,
no, it was for sure.
And then YG was already
Wayne song
tooting and booting and shit.
Yeah. So like when Tootin' and Booted came out for sure, like YG, but that was also like that was like the transition because I feel like you gotta put jerking in there low key too. Like it's weird because the jerk movement was super, the whole
Cali swag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like New Boys, Cali swag, fucking Audio Push. They kind of YG and Tyga all kind of like spawned off of that movement. You feel me? Draco, you feel me? They all like were over there jerking at first.
For sure,
you feel me?
for sure.
So it's like you kind of got to make.
I ain't never heard Draco do no jerking music though, but
no. But
he's like, saying like jerking, like that was around his time, like his age, like right up under. He was right up under that age group, but he was still old enough to like jerk and be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were literally, and YG and
I know him and my little brother the same age. They went to school.
Like there's jerking crews that were all like, you remember that shit, Munchie? I ain't telling you nothing. Yeah, like
porn stars,
Munchie remember
pushes,
pushes,
members only, LMKR,
all that shit. Yeah.
I just realized we don't have a title on this bitch.
Huh?
And we got some decent viewership.
I know. We got no title. What am I doing?
We no title gang. What the fuck they are?
Sorry. Didn't want to derail your conversation there.
But that was a cool little error or whatever.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. So it's
back to your question.
It's difficult to say that like YG really definitively had it in a straight chokehold for long. He did though kind of have a moment between, I ain't gonna lie, between Kendrick and the game.
No, that's how I think it went from him. But then it was some.
I mean, YG mixtape era.
Yeah, that to me that's his era for real.
Era. Like I don't like as far as him mainstream has been cool, but like his mixtape era, he was having the streets for show that was waiting for that re-up. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Like his mixtape era, but like before he got like the worldly fame, like that's when like YG was like popping.
I'm good. I put that on the hood, like that type of shit. That was
YG best project. I think was My Crazy Life.
Definitely
when he was with CT with Jeezy. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
that's his first shit, right? His first mainstream thing.
No, that's his like.
I remember when he first was signing with Jeezy and everything. We was in a studio in Gravestone. He had pulled up with the boy. It was his security. That was in the dorm with us.
Gloves.
No, what's his other name?
Baby Don.
Baby Don. Yeah, I don't know him as Glove, but Don. Yeah, Baby Don D. Yep. We had the security at the studio with Jeezy, and Warren G was in there giving letting Jeezy hear some beats for that TM3 little album and shit.
TM 103.
Yeah.
Man, that was an era for sure. But but it's like but once Kendrick kept that torch, ran with that like a motherfucker, and it was kind of different, fool.
It don't matter who make that top 25 list, it's gonna be wrong to somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we can just say
you gotta respect the attempt to put it all together. You know?
Yeah, because I think all four of our lists gonna look completely different.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that we could agree. We could probably like compile a list that would be. I know we can do a better list than that.
I wouldn't be biased because the dislike with Draco, because he was impactful and he not weak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he not weak, but what y'all saying, he's supposed to be higher up on the list
for sure. Then 24 or whatever.
My opinion, like for sure, like
Munchie.
It ain't for me to.
He was 24 out of 25.
I think so. Or was he 21?
No. The list is longer than that. It's like 50 people. They had looked up. They probably had more than that. They had Blueface at 50. This is what I'm saying.
Damn, that's crazy.
This is what I'm saying. I can point out, but it ain't for me to call out on names. I can point out 5 names that they got before him. Just like as far as like being impactful in lyrics. Like that, like he had that over 5 people I know that's in front of him.
Because he got lingo and some old shit.
Well, so the influence too, like that's the main thing. Yeah.
That's why I said it needed to be 2 different lists. You got people from like 3 different eras on one list.
But that is what kind of makes it cool, though, is having them all together. You feel me? Like this.
That's why everybody list always gonna be effed up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can work towards trying to come to a consensus.
Yeah, no, and it's like the biggest complaint that fools always had about the West Coast is like for that whole era when the game was like on top of the West, fools was like, oh, how come the OGs don't fuck with the new talent in the West? They was always tripping on Snoop and Ice Cube and Dub C. Like, how come they not putting nobody on? Blah 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 blah. And that's a narrative, but it's like, but if there's no cultural connection and there's no like things that we could all view it as one umbrella, then people ain't even gonna realize it's the same shit, because it is all the West. Does spawn from the same culture. There's just different eras of it.
Okay, I just wanted to remind you guys real quick that everything 420 is the plug. I wanted to actually gift Lush and some of this everything 420 Kush.
That's that Kush
that we got on deck. Check it out.
Adam, it's that top shelf for what?
Hey, this is that everything 420.
I'm gonna start smoking tonight. What mine's at?
I'm gonna be real with you. I only had 2 here, but I guarantee there's more.
Yeah.
Wait, no. This, yeah, we got some for you too right here. This is actually green crack.
That might be it right there.
Green crack.
I might want to be a chick like Lush and smoke a broad out.
Come on.
Hey, let's smoke a blunt of everything 420.
You might want to give her. She might want the bag.
Yeah.
See, I know the jar. The jar gonna be right.
Everything in the jar go far. Huh?
The jar go far. I like that.
That's such a dad joke, I think. To say that. But yo, for real, everything 420 is the plug. There's no need to waste time hopping from site to site. It's all there. They're always dropping new stuff too. So check out the site or download the app and just scroll through. If you're gonna try something, grab a mystery box honestly one of the best bangs for your buck if you're into trying new gear. One more time, use code NOJUMPER at checkout and save some cash. And yeah, you even get like I have everything 420 scale too, so I'm thinking of.
Ooh, that's hard.
I might hit MacArthur Park with this. I don't know.
They got all different like type of strands.
They got all kinds of stuff. They got everything you need, Hefe.
They got the cookies.
They got cookies out the wazoo. You wouldn't believe it. Yo.
Out the wazoo.
Out the wazoo, my guy.
They got Bakla Bit bookies.
Yo, I would like to raise this topic. I don't know if this has been discussed on here. I know somebody's discussed it, but our boy, Swifty Blue, I knew he was a hot topic in the city.
Oh, man.
I did not know that 19 or more LM members would allegedly be conspiring to get him taken out of this world, which is what is being alleged in a new indictment that came out.
He in jail?
Swifty Blue was walking the streets doing his thing. He actually FaceTimed me with Playerways, and they were deep in the nitrous at some sort of Mexican lounge. There was a guy playing like a stand-up stringed instrument,
a bass,
perhaps. I don't know. But I mean, they were gone, to be totally real with you. I thought that the nitrous thing had kind of subsided. No, not at all.
Oh, no, Nas is...
They were deep in it.
And the thing.
The Mexican music that was being played was so loud that I couldn't hear anything. I feel like Swifty is kind of treasuring and enjoying the fact that everybody is paying attention to him right now that everybody knows that he was a wanted man.
Well, he didn't rat. There's no evidence that he ratted, and he was like pretty like forthright about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I always kind of like wondered about the circumstances of him being green lighted or whatever, because actually I looked it up. It's green lit. It is. I looked it up because I saw it in somebody else's YouTube channel and I couldn't stop thinking about it. But either way, when I did a vlog where I went to Swifty Blue's hood, me and Brick did this at one point.
Vlog?
Yes, the one where he. That was actually my idea. I told him like,
you guys, fucking strong arm robbed the McDonald's.
I told him that he should like say that to the camera, like, yo, sometimes I like to do crazy shit. Like I'll get a cup and say I want water, and then I'll get some soda. And he did it, and I think he got like scolded by the staff.
Wait, you put him up to that?
It was my idea. I'm like, yo, Swifty. I'm like, if you do this, it'll be funny as fuck. And then he did it, and then it actually went pretty viral. But
give him $20.
I stay doing that.
Yeah, and then he tried to give him.
That's his kids, huh?
He tried to give him money. But either way, we went to Fatima's Grill, which is fire, by the way. If you want to eat some good food, oh my god, it's like Mexican, Middle Eastern fusion type shit. So good. They got all over the place. But we went to this one, and Swifty like is in there like showing mad love, making it clear that he's super tight with the staff and everything. And that night I actually saw the security camera footage. A fool runs up and throws like a Molotov cocktail through the window and basically firebombs the joint, which was clearly a message like, if you're super down with Swifty Blue, then we are going to make life hard for you.
Man? What the hell did he do?
Yeah, I mean, what did he do? They just, from what I got reading about it, was that like he was kind of running with this whole little meme / idea of checking in. Shout out to Big U, Swifty Blue, Swifty U. Anyway, he was like
Swifty U.
Swifty U's insane.
No,
but he was out here. He was out here like saying that people needed to check in. Now, in reality, was he actually enforcing this with many people? I mean, I'm kind of skeptical. I feel like it was more of like a meme for him. But obviously the people who are actually in charge of taxing people to check in see that and they feel a certain way about it, you know? So I don't know if that's the entirety of what he did, but I know that was at least part of it, right?
For sure.
I don't think he greenlit because he wouldn't just be walking around freely like that.
I don't think he is anymore, right?
Well, there's been like I don't know anything, but like I know that there was a time where this fool was doing shows and people were running up on the shows and trying to get to him. Like, there's crazy shit that went down. But
protect Swifty Blue at all costs.
Yeah, I fuck with Swifty. Actually, he's a cool dude. You feel me? I fucks with Swift. You feel me? Want to see him doing good.
At one point, people warned me, if you make Swifty Blue a host on No Jumper, then they're going to destroy your life in some way. They being,
I mean, you don't want to be Fatima's Grill, right?
Even the firebomb through the window, pretty nasty.
That's like an explicit. That's a demonstration, right?
But that's easy. Like, think about what else they could do. They could do a lot.
That's
light. They really wanted to get you.
Yeah, that's light work.
They could make your whole life very difficult.
But I think that I mean, the one thing that I know that the information that's publicly available for the masses, it says right there, like 19 fools caught up, and it was mainly because of phone calls. It was all like
and
pretty
TikTok
much
DMs.
Yeah, like fools like literally using.
No, literally, yeah.
They got caught up on the phones.
I mean, who could have guessed that they would have figured that out eventually? But I mean, I guess I see the point. Like, when they check your phone, do they just check everything? Every possible messaging service?
Well, I know this.
It's a lot.
I mean, if you got them apps on your phone, for sure.
What if you're not logged in? Like, what if you like log out of your TikTok, log back into another TikTok, etc.? Like, I mean,
smart.
I guess they probably have their ways.
And then I think like something like that, they'll probably have to go through TikTok or one of those websites to try to subpoena.
That's exactly what it would be. They'd have to subpoena the company.
TikTok probably does that all day.
But it's probably still a process, and it's not something that you could just do overnight. What's up with Mad North?
I don't
know. Either way. Swifty Blue, let's do this interview.
Yeah, Swifty Blue, pop up.
We got to get him in.
Check in.
Yeah.
Check in, Swifty.
Check in, right? Yeah, he's not checking in. He should be, but he's not. I don't know. Any of the other topics stand out to you guys? I'm going to be honest. I got to get out of here within like the next 10 minutes. So I'm not 100% sure what we should get into here.
I am curious about this. Like,
what?
So this fool Joe Budden is you think that's accurate information, is making almost a soft milli a month on his Patreon?
I'm a little torn because part of me feels like this is a play that he put together to mess with people. But the more I think about that, the more I think that seems realistic. I think that for him, he knows that people knowing this is a bad thing. That like,
but he said it on his pod.
What? That it was real?
Yeah, well, I thought that he was the one that brought attention to it.
So for people who don't know, basically, Joe Budden posted a screenshot on Instagram saying something about his Patreon numbers, and it said, like, he blacked out the numbers on it, but I guess if you save that and then you, like, put it in Canva and reverse the colors, whatever, you're able to see what he tried to cover up, which is basically that he was making over $900,000 a month on Patreon alone, which, I mean, everybody has always known that Joe Budden was making an astronomical amount of money on Patreon, because from the very early days, he's just kind of like emphasized that, where he'll put out like one episode a week on YouTube, I think, but he'll put out like 2-3 a week on Patreon. So like, if you're a hardcore Joe Budden fan at this point, you've probably figured out that you should be paying money. And some of those episodes are not even available unless you're subscribed to like the higher tiers, like, because you could be a member for $5 a month and you can be a member for $50 a month.
Oh, okay.
And some of the shit, like he interviews, he did an episode with Dr. Umar that had a bunch of clips going viral and stuff. And I mean, that I think was on the highest tier. I think like if you wanted to see that, you had to be paying at least $25 a month. So him structuring his business around that, honestly, I think is pretty brilliant, because him just having built up over time all these different subscribers has just created this like incredible business model for him. Myself, okay, I know Vlad's been doing memberships for 5 years, and it's $5 a month to become a Vlad member. I know how much he's making, and he actually said it. I can say it because he made a video on his members only about how much money he makes from members. He currently makes $32,000 a month off of members. And that's Vlad. Vlad, does he have the rabid fan base that Joe Budden does? I don't think so. I think that Joe Budden's fans more have been trained to like understand that this is how they're going to get his premium content.
Bigger? His fan base is 20 times bigger.
Wait, more than that though, right? If he's making 30K
compared to 900K,
it's like 30 times.
Yeah, 30 times.
That I have a little bit of a hard time with that. Like, it does seem a little crazy that that Joe Budden is making 30 times as much. But I also really believe that like Vlad creates great content, but I feel like Joe has more of the like beloved fan base type thing going on than Vlad.
Spend money with him,
where I think people love Joe to a certain extent. A lot of people hate him, obviously, but like, and also like you get so much content from his shit, and he has those upper tiers that I feel like if you have one guy paying 25, That's 5 times as valuable as a guy paying $5. And that makes a huge difference. And you need to be a fucking higher up member to see a lot of his stuff.
Are these like the same people that like were buying Mood Music 3 back in the day that have just been
I think it's a lot. I think it is that. But then I think also it's just like if you're like a grown black hip hop interested, not even black, but just like hip hop interested person in general, and you want to listen to a podcast weekly, I just feel like his shit is, well, listen, if you're interested in talking about 4Extra and 607 Unk for 2 hours, yes. Our shit, definitely more niche. Let's be totally realistic. Either way, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like, I do believe that it's possible for sure. It could be a play. I think it's most likely real. I know another like really huge YouTuber who makes something similar to that based on what he's told me. So it's not as outlandish as I think people think it is. Myself personally.
What's the play like? Why would he, like a flex play?
I mean,
it's a subtle flex.
I mean, we're talking about him, right?
Yeah.
And if he comes out at some point and says, hey, that was just a joke. I mean, he could do that, but I don't really.
That'd be weird.
Honestly, on the low end, I think $300,000 or $400,000 a month is probably like on the low end for what he's making for Patreon. I actually believe the 900. I mean, it's crazy, but I do believe it.
Well, I mean, he has got a lot of overhead too, right? Because there's like,
you pay for one space that you sit on the couch and record, and then even if they have like 8 employees or some shit, and then you have the talent. A lot of the talent, like, kind of speculated to like get like $8K a month type shit. You know, it's like even lower. Like, it's not bad, but it's like I don't think Joe wants those people to know how much he's actually making, because in their head they're all going to be like, you can't break me off a couple grand more if you're making that much. Like that's a problem for him. Like it happened with me for sure when I like fucking shared crazy shit on that one podcast or whatever. Obviously
everybody asked for a raise.
Exactly. I ended up thinking it was a bad idea in the long run, especially because that rate of profits really did not keep up in terms of how much we continued making after the pandemic was over. Either way, I think it's going to create a lot of controversy within his world, because I feel like a significant percentage of his co-hosts don't really feel like they're being fairly taken care of. Well, all right, this too, like Rory at one point said on the podcast that he was making $40K a month when he was there.
That's not bad at all.
That's crazy. That's huge. But I think that it's because he had a percentage of the Patreon written into his contract that he was getting a percentage, and Maul was getting a percentage. So I think that was part of like Joe would always say that like they expected too much, or that they basically like were the most overpaid for how much content they were actually bringing to the table. And then when Rory said $40K a month, everybody was like, oh, okay.
Hey, Act don't got no employees.
That makes sense.
Academics ain't got no employees.
Act, I think it has like 2 employees.
He for sure has people that work. I'm sure he's got like an assistant.
I ain't talking about like production. I'm talking about like people that also host alongside with him.
No.
Oh, okay.
He tried it. He had a variety of his different, like, you know, people who hang out in his chat N-words, as they call themselves.
Scorpions in the chat.
Yeah, and then he at one point he broke off. Let me hit that. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
He broke off.
You don't be wanting to smoke with me. I don't be like, nah.
No. I got to, man. This is how we're gonna not become ops, man.
The peace treaty.
Hey, Flacco's fucking. Where you at with Flacco? You guys talk at all?
I mean, we ain't really talked. You feel me? Like I said, I know the time when I showed up to the show and I had my kufi on, he had
a spiritual revelation.
He was like, wait, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, bro, I didn't know you was Muslim. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he was gonna holler. We ain't holler nothing, but like I told you, man, I've been stood with that. Like what Flacco got to understand, like Flacco, DJ Academic said it well, man. Look, when DJ Academic, he said some real shit and I respected it. DJ Academic said, look, man, I said what I said, you feel me? And I went where I went and nothing happened to me. But at the end of the day, I am a civilian. If you catch me and I cop a plea, it is what it is. That's what I'm expected to do. I don't play by you guys' rules. So I understand that with civilians. I understand that with the Charleston Whites.
911 on speed dial.
Like, so you feel me? Like, I don't take nothing personal that Flacco say. I'm not an op of Flacco. I'm not an enemy of Flacco. You feel me? Like I said, you know, like I told him, y'all know in our chat, like, you know, I just hollered like, hey, bro, you using that word loosely. Like, we don't do that. We ain't none of that. If you got a dislike for somebody, that's your dislike. But I'm not an op. An op is not somebody you running from. Cause like, if I'm an op or I got some beef with you, I'm not gonna like shy of being And no, I'm not gonna shy away being from nowhere that you at. I'm trying to get up on you. So that's what I'm saying. You can't use that. Like you can say you don't like me or I don't mess with him.
No, that is literally the first thing you said to him in that chat. You're like, Flacco, I'm not your op. That's literally the first thing you said.
No, totally. Yo, I got a dip. I just flew in and got to get to some stuff at home. So I have to bid you adieu. I don't know if you guys want to hit any of those other topics or whatever, but
I think we should be Gucci, right?
All right. Shout out to everybody who hung out with us today. It was a good one. We'll see what happens with Unk. Theoretically, we could be doing a podcast with him tomorrow, but I don't know.
Yeah, is that like, so what's there's no certainty of that happening at this point, or?
I don't know. I mean, he said he was driving back from Texas right now, why did he drive? That's an insane drive when you could fly.
Also, but he also was I don't know, his energy seems different on his latest videos about Forex and the whole situation is, I don't know.
We'll see. You got to keep your eyes peeled out there. Smash the like button if you enjoyed this episode. Shout out to Ann Hefe, Lush, and Munchie B. Shout out to Donnie behind the boards.
Yeah.
Shout out to Buzzball, our unofficial sponsor.
Hey, Munchie be the mayor YouTube channel, man. Go my subscribers over there. Go.
Shout out to everything420.com and the E420 app, which you should definitely check out.
You know why they call it Go Greek too? Just so y'all know.
Why?
Because Greeks invented sex.
All right,
but Italians invented it with women. Boom.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's from the ancient Greeks. Sure.
I
How
just
can
know.
you invent sex?
No, they didn't. But they're like the first.
When I got the pen,
the
I was
first
fucking with the
culture.
hoes and trying to experiment with the pimp thing. I know all the lingo, you know what I'm saying? Thanks to Backpage and all that little shit. You talk that lingo.
No, that's literally back
for real.
lingo for
Yeah,
sure.
for real.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, but it does Greek is one of the first civilizations to document in their writings talking about anal sex and shit like that.
It's mostly based on stereotypes and not solid historical facts. Here's the breakdown. No sugarcoating. Shut up, ChatGPT. I fucking hate you.
ChatGPT's good.
I'm out. Let's go, Greek. Shout out Munchie, Lush, and FA. We out of here.
Come on.